It all comes down to this. 4 weeks, 2 regions, EU and NA, and now 1 stage. Tonight we crown the first ever champion of Farlight 84, LegendScrims Global Series. Let me say that again. The LegendScrims Global Series. Now there is $500 on the line. Massive thanks to our sponsors, Nocturnal, WESTAYHARD, and of course, Luxuries, Lacce, and all the team at LegendScrims tonight. ListerBungi is my name. The POI drafts have been decided, and tonight is match point format. That means every team has fought through the league and qualifiers just to reach the lobby, and the rules are simple tonight. Hit 50 points, and then on the next game, that's it. You've won. You take it all. Now I can feel some of the tension from the casting desk behind me, and some of the players probably sweating over those rotations, because one wrong move tonight and it's all over. I'm ListerBungi, your host and play-by-play caster for the EU, and of course, as ever, I'm joined by my co-cast Joshua.
That's what they call me. Definitely been referred to that a couple times. How's it going?
It's all good. My end, of course. Tonight we are also joined, Joshua, by the NA side of things, so we do have a little bear corrupting. How we doing?
Doing absolutely fantastic, and super excited to be joining y'all for the FLGS. How we doing out there, everybody? Going to be bringing you some action-packed stat games today, and I'm jacked right up.
Nice. And of course, if you're here, that means that guy Slim somewhere in the background. Hello, Slim.
What is good? How's everybody doing? Stoked for what's about to go down.
Excited, frenetic, a bit. I'm bouncing in my chair here. It's good to have you guys here, because this is going to be the most intense night of competitive Farlight that we've ever run at LegendScrims. Now, I was saying earlier that it's the 2 regions that have come together. So let's take a look and have a little breakdown of some of the teams. First, we'll go through the EU. So we have at the top, finishing on the top with over 300 points, there is Luxury. Josh, if you want to go down the rest of that list there as well.
Oh, yeah, let me, I definitely have it on hand on me. You can continue for the next one. I will definitely
we go. And Nori, who were just behind them, who were on 307 to Luxury's 316 points. Thank you for that follow there. Thank you very much. We have E2 Sports Game that was just behind them. They held steady at 4th for the entire season and just bumped themselves up into 3rd place there tonight. And then we have Inno, Virtue, Fushan, Rated C, and Attack Team, who are our top 8 EU teams there. So Josh, is there anything anyone to point out, anything that we should be looking for there?
I mean, across the board, we've got veterans like through and through. I will say a couple teams that came through that were pretty much shoe-ins. Luxury, they are the top team in EU. That's on the in-game leaderboard. That's not me. I'm not the only one saying it. Other people are saying it too. There's also Nori, obviously, longtime veterans. There's a team called E2 Sports Games. They've come together, and they've been a team that has been, coming together with a super solid roster. Just Dan, Sambros, and last player switches out occasionally, but in general, very, very consistent on that lineup there.
Massive as well. There's newcomers there with the Fushan being there at the bottom. They've earned their stripes in this one. They've been a bit formidable. We'll see a little bit of them later, and that'll take us over to the NA side of things. Corrupted and Slim, you two were the ones who were casting this league. Your top 8 there, if you want to just run through them and anyone we should be looking.
Excited after 4 weeks of NA. Our top team and the NA champions ended up being Bot Blasters with 267 points. Consistently being consistent with only getting 1 victory to claim that title throughout those 4 weeks here. And in second place, they ended up having 267 points. In second place was We Stay Soft, who is now renamed to Boy XO with 197 points. In third place, Rated X Factors had 179 points. Fourth place was Thugs with 177 points. In fifth place, our number 4 week 4 best performers, We Stay Hard here, coming in at fifth place with 164 points. And in sixth place there, we had Dagger with 161 points. Seventh place, Latham GG with 149 points. And claiming the final spot for NA was Gold 84 with 131 points. Slim, what did you see there from maybe one of these teams, or something that you liked from one of these teams and maybe to watch out for today?
Yeah, the consistency from Bot Blasters was what really put them at the top of the leaderboard. Like you mentioned, they only won 1 game, but they were in the top 3 or 5 teams in almost every match every week. And that just gave them that edge above everybody else. You also mentioned We Stay Hard being at number 5, but I think going into the last week, they were like number 8. They were like right on the border of not being in this, and they played out of their minds in week 4 and made it into that number 5 spot. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. A big week 4 push here. Expecting big thing from Bot Blasters today. I have to be honest. That consistency over that whole period of NA has got me really having a hard time picking somebody else today from the NA based on, you know, their consistency and how they finished out claiming that title for NA. So I'll probably have to go with Bot Blasters today as my pick, as the team that might come out on top a little later today, with an honorable mention to a team that you brought up a little bit, We Stay Hard, making that big push. I think they might have actually been in 11th and went all the way up to 5th in that 4th week. So another team to watch out for today is probably going to be We Stay Hard.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
and
so true.
That will then as well. You guys ran, of course, the last chance qualifiers that added POI and unqualified to this last day. Has anything that was stood out for them? Did any of those look like contenders? I mean, they were joined us at the last minute, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to be contenders for us tonight. What you seen from POI and Unapologetic?
Well, I'm just going to touch on something really quick. UMPG qualified by Goofy Samo, surviving on 1 HP, ladies and gentlemen, getting 2 kills, pushing up, getting a kill, getting almost knocked, going down to like 1 HP, persevered through that, got a massive knock, and UMPG claimed the last and finals qualifying spot. So I think they might be riding that momentum. And I'm really curious to see what UNPG does today. How about Posse, Slim? Oh, you weren't there. Sorry.
No, I was there. I didn't get to see much of those guys play throughout the league itself. But on Tuesday night, when we had the qualifier, the game that they won, which was the first game of that those 2 games, they played really well. I'm interested to see more from those guys for sure, because like I said, I didn't get to see them in many of the games leading into that, but I'm interested to, they definitely caught my eye. Let's say that, and we'll see how that, how they ride that wave of getting that win last week.
Yeah, I just want to add on to that as well. And despite them joining the league on only the 4th week, where we had a best performance in one scrim from Gig XR, got himself a 28.21 on the 4th week there. So POI definitely ones to look out for. And of course, they did win that Zach Wilder Cup there as well. And I'm just going to take a look through chat now and see who you're shouting for. Let us know in chat who you're going to be rooting for tonight. We've got Boy XO, not associated, by the way. Girl XO really want that to be known, so No, there's no association there whatsoever, apparently, but there's calls from the chat for Dagger. Dagger, let's go. Dagger for the win. Let's go, boys. And we stay hard from Daddy Eeyore there. So, a lot of different supporters there in the chat. Now, of course, something a little different that we've done about tonight's one is, as we have not copied, but we've took influence from the Apex Legends Global Series, just as a sort of a bit of a joke, because everyone was saying, hey, Farlight's a clone. So we thought, you know, we'll do a Global Series type event now. So that, of course, means that we will have drafted picks tonight. So hopefully, casters, you have your Nextera map up, because this is what we are looking like, chat. This is where all the teams have decided that they wanted to drop. Have we got anything to say on this, guys? Some of the picks that the teams have chosen here?
It was really,
really
interesting.
go ahead.
No, all you, buddy. Go ahead, Slimmy.
I'm just really interested to see how teams plan their rotations and things based on where they assume other teams are going to be, because they know where everyone landed, right? That puts a whole new aspect into how you kind of map out your game, in my opinion, of knowing like, hey, this team won 2 games during the league and they're just to our left. So we might want to rotate right away off the jump, or we might want to rotate into them and try to get them out early. You know what I mean? So there's going to be some interesting gameplay in that regard, I think.
Yeah, it's got to bring a whole new thing to it. I mean, just looking at the center of that map where Bot Blasters, because they came first in the league and they did win the time cost, that meant that they got the first pick. So they got that city center, which is, if I'm not mistaken, guys, at the NA, that's where their hunting ground has been, hasn't it? They love that spot.
Yeah, they definitely landed there pretty much every game that they played in. They were right in the middle of the map almost every time. I think one time I saw them land off somewhere else, but then they were right back to their center of the map landing in the next game.
Yeah. That's your stuff for Nextera, and then we've also got Sunder Realms as well, which from this map, it does look a little more spread out on this, just of the way. So another interesting one. They've got a lot more grounds to cover. I mean, anything that's took anyone to take note of?
I will note that Luxury got the pick first on this map, and the picks followed after that. I will be curious to see. This map is a lot more wide open, so I'm gonna be curious to see just how teams play this map, because you, like Slim said about the other map, you have the knowledge of where everybody's going to be going. So I'm curious to see if teams have picked a team that they want to push over and jump on, as opposed to another team based on the POIs that the other teams have picked. And I'm really, really, really anxious to see how that's going to play out.
Mind if I sneak in here to throw in a quick update here? I have been informed, unfortunately, that Fushan will not be able to attend today. However, that does mean that their POIs will also be included as the undrafted POIs there. So something else that teams will be able to consider while they're playing.
I just want to pick up just to let chat know what an undrafted POIs are. So, of course, you're going to see the numbered POIs on there. So that's your 9, 14, and 2 on here, which they're the undrafted POIs. Now, they're up for grabs for anyone, for whatever reason. If the teams wanted to go there or can't reach their POI, they are actually eligible to drop on those positions. So we can see Fushan in blue there on the map, just down to the south and just above 23. That spot now becomes open. And I know that's upset me, just because I knew there was a bit on the other map. Posey had drafted next to Fushan, and some were saying that they were kind of aping them, and I saw a bit of a rivalry that I did want to see develop tonight, but unfortunately we're not going to see Fushan tonight. But There we go. I mean, Josh, you're here now. Is there anything else you wanted to say about... We're looking at the Sunder Realms map at the moment. Is there anything that takes your eye?
In general, I think it's going to be interesting to see how the island spawn is going to affect the different positions on this map. This Sunder Realms is very segmented with all the different mountains and stuff like that. So getting into a position that's going to be able to access the island is going to be a lot harder. I also think that that's going to really benefit a lot of the teams that are central on the map there, namely being BBLSZ, Pose, Inno, Virtue. They're going to be able to quickly rotate just about every single game to that island if they want to. There's so much utility that teams are going to be able to get from it, and I expect teams are going to be contesting it frequently. I also think teams like Thugs, Dagger, Inori, any of those teams that have a potential for that blue zone are also going to be pretty happy when it does occur that they get it.
Yeah, that's where the resources centers do tend to go. Do you think that teams will still prioritize the Skyland? Just because I know that some of the golden buddies, at least, because of some unintended consequences, aren't actually able to get captured. Is it still worth going to Skyland, do you reckon? Are we going to see a lot of fights happen at Skyland despite that?
I think we're not only going to see a lot of fights at Skyland because of that utility rotating through there, grabbing additional stuff. I think a lot of it will also be teams looking for kills because they are still going to be important at the end of the day there. You're getting 12 points for a win there, but those additional kill points are going to quickly rack up if you want to get close to that match point there. But also one thing that you're also going to have to consider are teams using it as a rotation option there. If you take one of those portals there, it transports you to one point automatically right away. But also when you jump off of the map, you get a gliding opportunity as well. And you can go pretty dang far. So definitely think you're going to see a lot of teams just going up into the island there and just taking advantage of that for that great utility in general there.
Yeah, definitely. And as you talk about match point, I guess that is a good segue for me to just bring up the points and scoring here for us. And where's the slide? Where's my slide? So first we do have... so this has got what the map rotations are going to be, guys. So the first game that we're going to play tonight is going to be on Nextera, server NA. Yes, there is a delay. We're saying that from the future. Game 2, Sunder Realms on the EU server, Nextera, and you can see it all there. It's all laid out for you. We've switched between the NA and EU just because, as we said at the top of the show, it's the top 8 NA, top 8 EU, just to make it a little bit fairer. And you'll know which map you're on because our NA casters will be casting the NA maps, and myself and Joshua, as the EU side of things, will be casting when it's an EU map. So if you don't know what map it is, you don't need to ask in chat. You'll know just because of that. Thank you for the sub there, Daddy EO. That's resubscribed for 2 months. Thank you for coming back. On that one there. And of course, once we get to the end, should we need it, because it is match point format, we will recycle that and we'll take a short break there if we do get to the 8 game mark as well. And there's your placement points, guys. So 12 points for that first, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1. You do not want to be ended up in that 16 and 20 range, and it's going to be 1 point per kill. Now, there's your match point, 50 points. Once you get to that match point, and the next game, you will be eligible to win the entire tournament. So get to that 50 points as quick as you can and win the next game, and you have won that one. Thank you for the follow there, Equinox. Nice one there. So, guys, anything else to say on that before we take a short break and get that first lobby started up for you guys?
Just throwing in that I am so excited that everyone is going to be here tuning in for the biggest tournament that has happened since the relaunch of Farlight 84. It's the first tournament in the FLGS history, using that ALGS format there, that match point, getting to take advantage of all of the great, lovely quirks and, you know, great things about this game. You're gonna see stuff that is overwhelming across the board there. You're gonna get to experience the new patch in all of its glory, and you're gonna get to see, you know, what we can do as well. Let's be honest, us on the casting desk here.
We've been excited about this one the whole time and talking about what we can do on the casting desk here. Shall we just take a little... Should we take a little... Try and be a bit prophetic and see if we can guess who the winners are? I'll go first. Now, I know Luxury started...
I like this. I like this.
I know Luxury started at the
man.
top of this one, and I know Bot Blasters have been very strong throughout theirs. But I am looking over in Anori's direction just because they do have Karahi's Elevote. I've seen his crazy snipes, and I think he could be the guy who levels off that team, tempers some of those, you know, they can sometimes get a bit wobbly, Anori, on the once they make a bad move. But they took 3 games on one of our scrims. All the games that night they took. So my pick for tonight is going to be Anori. And so with that, Josh, I go over to you and ask who you're thinking tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. There is any team that could win this, it is probably, in my head, with how much practice they put and how much determination I see on their team, it's got to be BBLSC. I know that seems like almost a one that I feel like I'm kind of just going for because, you know, it's list goes on that team there. There's all you know, they're just so good. They're so consistent though. Let's be honest. It's not for any it's not just for no reason. That's just the fact. A follow-up team that I think that also could be a pretty big contender here tonight is realistically gonna have to be POI. They've shown that they can do it in the Flash Chats qualifier. They have shown in previous tournaments in the Zach Wilder Cup that they are a strong contender. And I gotta say, they're definitely a team that I think teams are gonna have to be fearful of.
Definitely. Corrupted, you're up. So POI and Bot Blasters for Josh. Should we say you can't pick what the other caster has just to make this a little bit more difficult there? I know who you were going to pick.
I was just about to say, after the founder so rudely got my leaked prediction a little bit earlier and rolled right through and put me on the spot, I'm going to do the marginal thing here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to say the best team in week number 4 is going to have an absolutely phenomenal performance today. So keep it locked in for the We Stay Hard boys today. Iron, Danky, and FaZe on 1 is going to be my pick for the day. I'm going to go with the home base team. Little questionable, trying to be unbiased here, but I like what I see from them, and I like the arc of potential. So after my pick got stolen out from underneath me by Josh by picking the easy pick, he took my easy pick, I am going to have to resort back to who I know and what I know, and that's We Stay Hard, baby.
There we go. So it's down to you now, Slim. Hey, anyone that we should be looking at? Who's your pick?
Well, you know, after all of those picks, it's hard to say. But I'm going to say look out for Dagger. I'm going to say look out for Pew Pew, man. I think those guys have been pretty consistent throughout the league as well. And, you know, they know how to turn it on and win the game when they need to. So I think that keeping an eye on those guys is going to be pretty smart.
Well, there's all our predictions. Chat, let us know in the chat there who you are going to be voting for and who you think will take home tonight. We're just about to get started. It's just around the corner. We got about 5 minutes here, so we're going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. Game 1 right up after this break.
Signs that I'm receiving are all this world was made for me. Running all the red lights in between. Every little thing I do is drowning me. Why can't I hide it? Can't even cry. When the lights go down, it's so ordinary. And the sea of gray, sing what you're saying. Now the soul around, will you hold me steady? All night in paradise, getting high for the thrill of scratches in the woodwork could work well for me. Cruising down the midnight highway scene. Every little thing I do for me. Why can't I hide it? I can't even cry. When the lights go down, will you hold me steady? Long nights in paradise, getting high for the thrill of what really matters is you. What really matters is you.
How does it feel to be on the edge?
Every night
Push it up and drop it like this.
Someone said you're getting over me, 'cause you told him it was easy, wouldn't get caught in the feeling. When you left, I found my fantasy, still looking for the reason why I let you feel my demons. Now I know that when you're longing for a touch, that's when you call me. I don't mind if you cry, I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind. I'm done with your lies. I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind. Mind if you keep on ringing, don't you hope that I'm gonna pick it up. Oh God, why you keep on going backwards, keep on going backwards, no. You broke my heart and left a hole.
Just loading in the last players, and the first game will start up very shortly.
Going backwards, no. Now I know that when you longing for my touch.
The first game is up and loaded. We are going over to Corrupted 604 and that guy Slim to cast the first game. Here we go.
Welcome in for game one of FLGS. We're going to go up to the map and all the teams are going to launch themselves out. And as you can clearly see here, they did a bit of a revamp, giving us some new colors. All the teams' colors and names all now match here. Everybody going to go ahead and land down on their POIs and get that loot going right away here. It's a new look to see all these teams landing down at a certain spot and not on top of each other, isn't it, Slim?
Yeah, everybody's all spread out and it's weird. But also, way to go, dev team, for making this a lot clearer to see, a lot easier to look at. It's not hurting my eyes quite as bad to see. The numbers look brighter. It's nice.
Yeah, it's
there's already some
definitely
gunfire
clear and
going on
readable.
too, which is a little crazy. Are they just trying out weapons or something? What's going on?
Yeah, they might be just doing a test fire here. All the teams are going to have some time to loot here. We're not really getting too much action right away with the POI drops here, but I will be curious to see as we take a look at Thugs. We get a first look in game and on the FLGS at the new island. And right away down below of that island, we see Thugs looking like they're going to be the first team here, Slim, to challenge for the new feature, the island.
Yeah, they're definitely headed for that portal, but it looks like there's a team just to our left here. Posse actually headed for that island too. We might get a little bit of island action early. Let's see if both teams end up going up there.
They do.
They definitely
Here we go,
do.
folks. FLGS game one, Thugs and Posse both deciding they're going to go for the Uber loot. Who's going to get the key card and open the vault is going to be the big question here. as we await our first encounter, 2-team encounter here. Thugs moving towards the vault, and Posse on the outside looking in here, it looks like.
Yeah, Posse not quite getting up onto the island fully. They might have decided to move away, but Thugs definitely got up there, taking some shots as the Posse tries to get in. Thugs might have this thing locked down for the moment. We'll see if anybody else tries to chow that island.
Yeah, game 1 of FLGS, and it's going to be Thugs that's going to go ahead and land the Uber loot of the island, the new feature having just launched a couple days ago, and Thugs is going to end up getting that loot. It'll be curious to see the gold guns that do result from that POI drop there, isn't it, Slim? Because I got a quick view of it during a test stream that I did, got to see the vault there, and there's a whole whack of gold guns up inside that. So I'll be curious to see just how effective those gold guns end up being for the teams that get that loot.
Yeah, I've actually not experienced the island yet. I did play a couple of games earlier today, but I didn't bother to make my way up there. So definitely interesting to see how this goes down. I'm learning something new here for on the fly, live on all the platforms right now. I'm learning all about this. So Thugs goes in. Let's see what happens. We got big old buddies and all kinds of guns. Look at this.
Gold gun loadout and selection inside this vault. Second time I've got to see this. Thugs getting to reap the rewards of that vault here in game 1. We'll be curious to see if they can make that loot pay leading into the rest of this game here. Be curious to see as Thugs is going to loot the island and move out here, Slim.
Yeah, it's they left a gun up there. I'm not sure what that gun is, but it's gold and no one took it, which means it must be the worst gun in the game, and even the gold version of it is terrible. Not sure what's happening there. So we might having a little bit of technical difficulty here. We'll try to get that fixed as fast as possible.
We did say at the beginning of the game there about whether or not teams were going to go to it, and it looks like Thugs were straight up on that one there.
Yeah, they jumped right in.
Yeah, Thugs definitely got Loot Island, and I'll be curious to see, like I was saying, if they can extrapolate that into some more game 1 success here. We did see Posse choosing not to take that engagement once they realized Thugs was there and jumping off the side of Loot Island. That's another interesting part that I want to point out to the audience is you can jump off the side of that island almost anywhere, and you can jetpack down into the game. So teams could theoretically use the portal, hit the side of the island, and fly off the other side and use it to kind of rotate as well. I'll be curious to see going forward if any of the teams choose to do that.
Yeah, it looks like as well we will see a lot more of a chill looting up, and we'll get back into the game there for you guys.
There we go. We're back. Picking up a little box action here is NOE. Let's see if they got anything good out of there. We definitely have a little bit of a kerfuffle going down at the southwest side of the map. 3 teams battling it out here. We stay hard. Rupti's picked to take the whole thing in a bit of a battle here. What are they going to do? 3 teams all in one spot. Rupti, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, they're on the edge of the zone here, and it looks like that's Virtue, formidable team to be squared off against. Not too sure what they're going to do here. They don't have the best spot where they were here as we go over to Don GG. Squad 16 here, looking over, and oh my goodness, they got a lot going on around them as well. Lots of congestion here. Team 16, Team 8, and Team 3 all down in that area together, but it looks like they're all going to be content to just kind of try and rotate themselves without getting into a big fight here, into a safer position inside that circle and wait for that zone to pop, Slim.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. We called that there was something going down, and it looks pretty quickly like the couple of the teams were like, hey, let's rotate to safety. Let's not try to get too hasty here. We're playing for points. We're playing for end game. We want to win this thing and knock it out early, so that is exactly what they decided to do. We're on board here with Posse now, a formidable team from the EU League, I guess, right? And these guys had a really good showing in the LCQ and won game 1 of that. So, yeah, going to be interesting to see how these guys play out the rest of this event.
Yeah, absolutely. They got a lot of points in the last week when they tried to qualify and barely came up short of qualifying in the last week of EU as well. So be curious to see. They played a lot of distance. Ooh, big shots go down. Geiger X spraying and praying here. He's gonna move over. He's got a knock on a Virtue player here. The other two Virtue players look like they're backing out of there, and Posse is gonna push over here, Slim.
Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and try to get this. Ooh, taking out the Buzzy as they try to pick up their teammate with it, but Posse says no way, we're not gonna let you get away that easy. But Virtue has made their way pretty far around that building already. Doesn't look like anything else is gonna happen there, except for the fact that Boy XO is coming up from behind Posse here now. Posse having to turn around and fight from behind, see what they can do. It looks like Boy XO might be trying to make their way to safety as well here, though.
He's got the RB out, looking for that big arbiter damage. That could be the difference in a fight. You land that big shot and then you pounce, but it doesn't look like they're in a position to pounce here, as Boy XO is going to force Posse out of that position and around the side of the building, not liking what they're seeing, and those shots landing from the bottom from Boy XO there, and they're going to have to push their way out here, Slim.
Yeah, a lot of teams once again making their rotations into the next zone as the bad zone is closing in a little bit. It's not too dangerous yet, but everybody's kind of playing safe still and just continuing to make their way around, continuing to rotate into the safe zone, trying not to get into too much trouble until they have to, which is going to be pretty soon because we're running out of real estate, Rupty.
Yeah, running out of real estate really, really fast here and running into connection problems with our game here, folks. Be curious to see if Posse can continue the strong play that they had leading up till today. And it's been pretty quiet, though, starting off this game. The POI thing is really giving teams a lot more space to work early on. I'll be curious to see if going forward in the rest of the games it's like that, or if we see a change in strategies and we have teams maybe opting to be a little more regressive off the start of the game and jump on a team close by. It'll also be interesting to see, because once points factor into it, Slim, teams are going to have an idea who they're dealing with and who's getting closer to that match point and going to be able to play off those statistics as well.
Yeah, that's very true. These guys are playing for there's money on the line here. There's the points matter. This isn't just us having fun right now. This is a real situation, and these guys need to be on the top of their game. They need to play at as smart as possible, which it seems like most of the guys are trying to do. They're trying to, hey, look, like, we're not ready to take on these fights yet. Let's figure out a better position. I don't have enough shields for this, or whatever the case is. And these guys are just continuing to move their way around the map, make sure that they are fully equipped for when this last bit of the game comes up here in just a few moments, as this zone continues to shrink.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no!
Just waiting to try and get a live view, and we are unable to get a full view of game one here.
It does look like we're having some technical difficulties, guys. Bear with us as we figure out what's going on here. Apparently, the devs at Farlight said this event is too hot to handle, and they booted us. But we're going to figure out what's going on and try our best to get right back into the broadcast.
Having some getting kicked out of the game issues here, ladies and gentlemen. There isn't a lot we can do about that. Stay tuned while we try and do our best to get you back into the game action here. How's everybody doing out there? It's a rainy, drizzly Saturday here for me on the West Coast. How y'all doing out there? I hope everybody is doing great. We are going to do our best to get you back into this game if we can, and if that's possible here, as Farlight sometimes kicks you out and leaves you in a spot where you have to try to get back in. And it did technically do this when I was streaming last night. It booted me out, and I had to wait to get back into the game. So unfortunately, might still be some things they got to get worked out here, and we are going to do our best to get you back into the game one action. as soon as possible here.
Yeah, we did do a vote, didn't
I'm
we, at
watching
the
some
end
stuff on the
about
back end, and there's definitely some issues going on, but we are trying our best to get things back going and get things figured out here, guys. Do not fret. We will figure out best course of action to make sure that everything comes out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, no
In the
worries
meantime,
here, guys.
you
We
mentioned
got-
the weather. It's nice and sunny here in Florida, brother.
So sunny on that side and a bit wet and drizzly up there north for Corrupted. I'd like to report it's nice and grey over in the UK as well. How's it doing for people in chat over there as well? What's your weather like? We knew this might happen. We're just with the new update coming. We did put a vote out to the players to say, did you want to hold out for a little bit or would you rather play even if it meant that there was a few bugs? Fortunately, though, the players will still be playing this first game as we just try and get ourselves back into it there.
Yeah, doing our best to get back in. And I had to touch on something you said there. Isn't it always gray in the UK and raining, Lister? Isn't it? No.
I mean, that is the myth, but there has been a few, there's been a few heat waves over here and a few of us melted, I'll have you know. It was a great sunny day, the one sunny day that we have, and it was, a few of us melted, so don't take that lightly about it always being grey. When the sun finally does come out, we suffer.
You guys all melt like popsicles. I got
Exactly.
You loud and clear. They do not like the hot, humid weather over in the UK, ladies and gentlemen. They like the cloudy, overcast drizzle. And
It's just what they're used to. It's
as
hard to
somebody
go
that
against
doesn't
what
really
they're
like the hot sun on my skin, I can kind of relate to that. I don't mind that it's raining outside today, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't mind at
You
all.
read my message.
See that?
Yeah. This looks like as well there are some other streamers who are going to have that game on. So the best way to do this probably is, Josh, if you want to bring it into the Discord, and then we can all watch it from there. So if you want to bring up his stream, and then we can watch it. So we have maybe Aimbot's POV or another one of the players that's still got their game up, and get it for you that way for the rest of game one.
I like the pivot. Hopefully we can get that feed up for y'all and we'll get to see this game finish out here. It is going to be from a different perspective, but we are doing our best here with the update to get you guys back into this action here. And it looks like we are going to get back into it and be on board here with Luxury's team, Lace, Nerton, and Aimbot EXE.
There we go. There's his stream up. Just waiting for it to play on my end. What's he got? He's got himself a snatch paw there. Ah, there we go.
Yeah, buddy.
Here we go. On board. Aimbot with a
He's pretty low already.
competitor in the distance, putting in shots, but he's going to have to back up here.
I want shield.
Down the hill, Luxury goes. Looking back up. The team doesn't look like they're going to push here. Happy to even have any angle on this game, folks, as this is game number 1. We missed a bit of it, but we did manage to get you a view here. There's 12 squads left, still 32 players remaining. So we didn't miss very much, to be honest. And we're only going to have Luxury's POV here, but one POV is better than no POV. Isn't that right, Slam?
I think that's exactly right, and it's good to be back in the game. Good to see what's going on. Looks like there's 11 squads left now. We did lose a few players now. It looks like another team might be going out pretty quickly unless something happens here, but things are looking good. Aimbot here playing that new character. Has anybody out there played the new hero yet?
Me no.
And what do you think of her?
Yeah, crazy alt. I didn't get to experience it all that much, but the alt, her super alt where you get taken inside and there's portals where people can jump in and it's like a Matrix realm that you're in was pretty darn cool. Be curious to see if we manage to catch any of those altercations here in the games after this game today. And also she has like she can heal herself, I think, and she can res and heal other people as well. So curious to see if that utility gets used today as we see Aimbot here throwing those throwing stars up the hill at somebody, and one of them did actually land there and did some damage. So effective from a fairly far distance,
If
it
you
looks like, too,
want,
here.
we could
Hey, Slam.
rotate safely here. I would pop the ult, you get into my portal, and we can go as Ghost there.
Yeah, interesting to see how people tend to start using that character. It's got some really neat abilities. They're kind of cool. They look cool on paper to me. I haven't seen them used much yet, obviously, but this is a cool way to use it. I think being able to just use it to like kind of rotate, right, and get around by being inside of that.
Yeah.
Being inside the other realm where the other players maybe can't interact with you or see you, which is kind of a cool way to use it. Hadn't thought about that yet, so way to go, aimbot, on using it in that way.
I had seen that, and I was a little concerned because anybody can jump into the little portals on the edges of that ult that it puts out. Even the opponent teammates can jump through them, was my understanding. So they could, people are using it like that. I 100% agree, and I've seen it used like that. But I think if people were in the right place and you tried to do that and rotate, it might backfire because they could enter into that portal, like the entrance, one of the entrances, and be inside there with you.
Yes.
Sure, yeah, they can
Now,
follow
we'll
you
have
in.
to-
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right, so it could cause a bit of a grief on a rotate. As we are on board here with Luxury, we are stuck on their POV due to a little bit of a game one crashed in game, but we are in game here, and Luxury is going to get in a fight here. Aimbot landing some big shots. Shell ult's going to go up, but the Ember smoke is going to slow things down here.
As it does, once again, aimbot dropping back to pop those shields. They're getting shot from across the map. Right on top of them is another team, and they're just kind of pinned up here. It's going to be interesting to see how they get out of this, or if they get out of it. Throwing down a little portable weapons cache there for a shield is a smart move.
Loving the utility here, giving themselves more protection to stop the crossfire that was coming over at them. Big utility play here in game one from Luxury. We like to see it. And they've actually got little peeking spots out either side. If you look there, they're getting shots off around that portable weapons pod there, Slim. So we like that utility. They do have that team to their left still in very close proximity, because we have 6 squads left, and 15 players still remaining, Slim, here in game one. We're going to ride on board and ride this one out with Luxury here.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting scenario. Lots of teams left still, 15 players left alive, and there's 0 place to stand, essentially. So these guys are all going to be doing their best to just run around and do what they can to take out as many players as possible. Azertique does go down there, but Aimbot getting taken down as well. Lacce, the last player alive for Luxury. 6 squads alive still. Is he going to be able to drop down so he can get that res off? Oh, he doesn't make it quite to the edge before the Ember Smoke goes away. And Lacce is going to have to battle this out on his own. He's just getting scanned there. Not going to be able to make it.
Luxury's last hope, Lacce, is going to go down. Annoy, Mirax, Desi, and Largus here in a fight. 3 squads left here. Shots going down. Annoy in a good spot here. Puts a little bit of a blast up the hill, and that little shot actually connected.
Yeah, down to the last 3 squads here. Yep. Last 3 squads. People are dropping like flies. It's a 2v3, 1v3, I think, situation here. NOE versus one other team, and I don't think they have a full squad from what I can tell.
No, NOE here in game one.
They definitely don't have a
Fighting it
full
out
squad
at the
now.
end. Oh, and it's actually Thugs up top, and Largus jumping up there with the big sprays, knocking down one player, getting in shots in on the other, and gonna go ahead, and they're gonna spray down the last member of Thugs, and no, it's gonna be the FLGS game 1 winners here.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing from them coming up with a game 1 win. Because of the technical difficulties, we are not going to be able to bring you live game stats in between this game. Unfortunately, we will do our best to get you updated on those stats as soon as possible, as we're going to have to monitor the stats and keep you all informed, because that 50-point threshold is going to be super important.
And I'm just going to break in here real fast,
Yeah.
if that's all right with you guys.
Yep.
We're just going to do some updates here on, unfortunately, because of the situation with our admins crashing from that lobby there, as well as a reported amount of lag. I think that is one of those things that we're going to unfortunately have to deal with throughout the rest of this tournament. But because of our admins crashing, we are going to make an exception for this game one here, and we are going to unfortunately going to have to remake this one here, just because of the issues of our hosts crashing there. And to have a little bit more backup prevention for this one here, we are going to have it so that teams will be that will have multiple spectators in this one here, so that we can swap between them if any situations of crashes happen, as well as so we can keep sure that everything is tracked there. I appreciate you understanding, everyone, and we will continue with the broadcast from here. I appreciate you. This is one of those things with a day one tournament there. You definitely do have to worry about issues like that, but we are gonna roll with that one there and see how it goes.
Okay then, well, we'll take a break here and we'll start up another. So it's not officially started, guys, so that was just the warm-up. Here we go. Exactly, practice round, no points scored, and we'll be right back with you with the real first game.
Just a little April.
You felt like home to me, and this all felt real, truly. And you felt like home to me, and this all felt real, truly. And you felt like home to
tell me, give me a warning. Give me a warning. Give me a warning.
Just wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Would you wake up? Wake up. Once you hit it and breathe it in, you know I'll tug you out.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hard to quit when taste of freedom, now there's no way out. I keep it going.
Just wake up. Wake up. wake up, wake up.
I should know better than to run right back to you. Losing my mind over how you knew I met her. I know I didn't think it through. Caught up in ways I can't undo. We're so perfect on paper. Can't get you, I can shake you. Got nothing left to lose. Have a little faith, have a little game. I don't wanna play. If you stay, then I take it all back. Another little game running through my veins. Take it to the grave in my state. I'm an insomniac. Baby, I just have to let go. We're so perfect on paper. Can't get you, I can shake you. Got nothing left to lose. Have a little faith, have a little game. I don't wanna play. If you stay, then I take it all back. Take it to the grave in my state. I'm an insomniac. All the love I gave running through my veins. Baby, I just have to let go.
We got loaded into the next lobby here, and we're just waiting for to join the spectator. And this game will be again cast by Corrupted and that guy Slim. Let's go over to them now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a ceremonious game number 1 of the FLGS. Big apologies. We cannot do very much about the issues that we faced in game 1. We are a 5-man team, not a 40-man team like FLGS. And we'll do our absolute best. And hopefully we have preventative measures in place for this game to stop if one of us gets kicked out. But if all of us get kicked out like happened previous game, there isn't a lot that we can do about it. So please get excited, because this is going to be game number 1 coming up. I'm Corrupted 604. I'm jacked up to be on the microphone casting today, joined by the legendary that guy Slim. A little bit of troubles, but we're going to get back on this microphone for game number 1, and I'm super excited to see what goes down in game number 1. How about you?
Yeah, man. It's not every day you get 2 game 1s, right? Like, that doesn't happen in every tournament ever. This is free Farlight for the entertainment value of it all, right? It's a free game. Everybody gets to see one more game than they were going to get to see before. The guys got a little practice round in before the real thing starts, you know, although unknowingly, but that's okay. We're going to move on. We move forward. We keep it pumping, baby. Let's go.
And here we go. We are into game number 1. Everybody has a set POI if you are just joining us. So everybody is going to go to a set spot on the location. They do have the opportunity to land at unchosen POIs, but it appears that everybody is going to land at their chosen POIs here in game number 1. And we'll have a bit of time here as these teams get to land down and collect their loot. But it'll be curious to see here which one of these teams, when that loot island spawns, makes their break for that good loot here. And just how effective getting that loot will be leading into this first game here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm interested to see how that plays out again. It looks like the island itself landed pretty much right on top of Rated X. So we'll see where those portals spawn around it and who gets up there first. So maybe it was one of the rated teams either way, looking at the map. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Like you mentioned, probably not a lot of craziness happening early on because these games, like you mentioned, everybody's got their own set POI where they have to land essentially, which means nobody's landing on top of anybody. And every team has a little bit of a chance early on to make things happen. So Rated C headed for that portal super quick here. Chris Adeline first in.
Will they meet Rated X up there, like Slim was saying, and it looks like it is going to be Rated C getting the free pass, dropping down on the loot island here. You did see in the corner of that view right there, he flew right past the loot drone that was up above him. I don't even know if he's seen that there, Slim, but I think the loot drone there is what's going to end up having the key card for the vault. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know a huge amount about this POI just yet, but as you can see, there's a bit of a drone floating up there, and I think that's going to be where they want to collect that key card to get those access to those gold guns there, Slim.
Yeah, but Thugs is here now too, and Raven has been knocked. Thugs losing a player early. It looks like Bot Blasters might be up here as well. There's a lot of teams coming for Loot Island this time. Interesting to see how this plays out. Bot Blasters, Kismet going down there. Chris Adeline getting a couple of knocks early in this game.
Rated C, Bot Blasters, and Thugs all on Loot Island fighting it out here. Shots going down everywhere. We're going to see Zymet get knocked by tracking here, and Rated C is going to be the team, it looks like, that manages to hold the island here so far. It looks like, I think everybody else bailed off the sides here, Slim.
Yeah, I think as soon as players got knocked, the rest of the team just took a dive, essentially, and left Rated C up here uncontested, essentially, to finish off this loot island. You know, who knows? Maybe they come back. There's still a little bit of time to be had up there that it's going to take to get that card, open the vault, do all the fun stuff. So we'll see if anybody comes back to see what happens. On board with Posse here.
Yeah, right down to Posse here, and it looks like they were in a fight. LTMGG is going to be the counterpart here. We're at Voyager inside the building here. Creates a lot of different angles with these tunnels and these two parallel buildings with the platforms that you see here. They're standing in the middle of both of them right now. Posse here waiting or trying to see if LTMGG is going to make a move here. They're going to push up here and take a look. Throw some utility up the hallway. Storks is going to slide down. Now it's SLDR sliding down. Big shots. Clower's going to get a knock, but Posse's going to return fire and get a knock back. It's a 2v2 here. Posse versus LTMGG here, Slim.
Yeah, Slizzer and Gig XR going down for each of those two teams there, but it looks like Gig is back up. Slizzer's still down, and one other member of that team at basically 0 health, so it's going to be interesting to see if Posse gets a full team wipe here early on in this game, but ListerBungi does have all 3 members back alive. Quito ult goes out, and it doesn't look like they're going to get any more knocks from that Quito ult. That is unfortunate.
No, Posse using that Quito ult to actually get themselves out of a pinch in that tunnel and make LTMGG have to back off here, but not for long as they come up around the other side here. Geiger gonna spray some shots down and get a knock on SLZR, but Thugs is gonna push through here. Geiger's gonna go down. Clower's down. Oh my goodness, Storks is down, and it looks like Posse here. I can't see the last member. Did they get the last member, Slim?
Yeah, those 2 teams are out now, and one of those teams was definitely ListerBungi that was just fighting Posse. Team 10 has been eliminated. So yeah, that's definitely what just happened. They got the final knock there. One team goes down. We're down to what is it, 16? No, 18 teams left, something like that. No, 16 teams left. Yeah.
16
This is a little more
left, and we're on
action-packed
board
than the
here.
first game.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully everybody's having a smoother experience. We're getting a smoother experience on our end. It's allowing us to pop off on the microphones here. Virtue currently in a fight, down a member. And on the outside, that's going to be Thugs. A full 3 on the outside of this building with the zone moving here. Virtue holding inside. Thugs looking like they're going to try to just rotate out of here, but they're going to have to watch their back because Peerless Pina is outside the building and he's putting in shots on Astrid. Oh no, they're going to pick Astrid off and they're going to make this 3v2 into a 2v2 here. All of this is happening in the zone right now.
Yeah, it's not good. When you get into a battle like this in the storm, the zone, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't take much to get too low to get a heal off, and it doesn't look like that's happened to either of these teams yet. But Azertic definitely going to have to get some health back, or he's going to get knocked here, and he does. But it's still in a 2v2 situation. So let's see if both these teams get out of here alive, or if one of them ends up going home and waiting for game number 2.
Ooh, shots back and forth. Azertic lands. They're going to have to be cognizant of their heals because the zone is ticking on them. The longer this fight takes, the worse situation both these teams are going to be in. Just because of the time they're spending fighting in the zone, that zone is moving and they're staying in the same spot fighting each other here, Slim. Valuable time ticking off being held in this purple zone that's going to cause them to have to heal all while fighting. Be curious to see how this one plays out as Peerless Pina is going to move around and get an angle on Raven there.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the longer this battle takes, the longer they're going to have to run to get back into the zone, which means they're going to have to continue to use those heals, unless they have some sort of cannon on hand or something like that that could get them there a little bit faster. But we're back down to some crazy situations here, and it looks like Pina and or Astrid rather is the last player alive for Thugs. He does take down Pina, and from behind he gets knocked by Taz, and that's going to do it for Thugs here in game number 1.
Thugs and Virtue having an extended fight in the zone. Virtue is going to go ahead and come out on top here, and we're going to shift right over. This is Rated X, Street, Poof, and Cat here. Just outside the city, it looks like. Fixing to maybe move over here, and we might get to see a fight coming up here. We have 14 squads, 39 players still remaining in this game. This is FLGS game number 1. And it's fixing to heat up here as we still have a whole ton of teams and a lot of game 1 action left, Slim.
See running in here, riding high off of that wipe earlier, and now they're coming in here to try to take out Rated X as well. Cat, the last player alive from Rated X, trying to make a way to escape. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of here. He's running right into a player from Posse, and there's 2 members of Posse right behind him, so he's going to have to do his best to get out of here pretty quickly. Gig XR taking shots on Cat. Cat using that tower. Try to jump onto the next building, and he's going to be able to do that. He might actually just get away here.
Cat getting a huge knock on the one Posse player and then dipping and dodging and getting himself out of trouble and staying out of the way of the other 2 Posse members. Big disengage from Cat as we go up to the map here and look at the congestion we have in the middle. 5 teams all in the center of this zone. It just popped. It's going to shrink, and we're going to have 3 more teams, 4 more teams joining all those teams in the zone from the outside. So we're fitting to have some explosive game 1 action kicking off. Luxury still in it, as you see in the distance. They're on top of the building. Nerton getting picked out a little bit. Few shots land. He's going to go inside so he can look out the window, and that is going to be We Stay Hard opposed to Luxury on top of the building, putting shots. And in the distance, there's another team over there, too. We got teams everywhere here.
Yeah, everybody's kind of been rotating into that safe zone, knowing that a couple of teams know, or at least one team knows where the next safe zone is going to be. It looks like there's already a lot of players there. If you pop back up to the map real fast and take a look where Team 3 is, Virtue, they're just now getting back into the safe zone, which is pretty funny. They won that battle, but they're just now getting into safe, and they're running right into Team 9, which looks to be Dagger, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But we do have action all over this map.
Above, that's E2S. Above, Dan Sambros. Up above, causing Inori here to kind of push down. Inori not in the best spot here. I don't know if I'd like to be downhill from the team the way they are. They don't like it, and they're going to move away from this. They don't want to engage E2S here in that bad spot. And the new double slide, look at how fast they are able to slide down the hill as we go over to Posse here. They're going to load up into the cannon and try to shoot themselves out here while being shot at. And they're going to go ahead and get into the cannon and manage to blast off here up around the corner.
Yeah, 2 members getting away, but Gig did get knocked on the way out. And so the rest of that team Posse, they're going to have to either figure out a way to get their teammate back up or try to ride this out as a duo. And I think finding a way to get my teammate back alive is probably the best move here. It looks like there's going to be a laser pointer over there for them to use.
On board with the Nori here. Panjay actually down. Elivo down to like 30% white here. Shots back and forth. Zero and Elivo in trouble. Zero's down here. Elivo's the last hope. It looks like Elivo just got taken out. He's down. They're out. Rated C here. Chris Aldine, the last member left of Rated C. Tracking, still crawling around on the ground. Not knocked out yet, Slim.
Yeah, Chris going to be able to pick his teammates up there and get back into this game. Rated C playing really strong in this game 1. This is a much smoother game than the first one, so I'm glad we restarted this because these teams are definitely showing out this time around.
Yeah, big fights incoming here, folks. Lock in. Don't go anywhere here. Is game 1. Bob Blasters. We see Lisco peeking out to put shots across the distance, and he actually ends up getting tagged instead of landing there. You're going to see a lot of this. Look at all of these teams. Luxury, Posse, Bot Blasters, We Stay Hard. All these teams are in this small Posse. All these teams are in this small little area here. There's going to be a lot going on here really soon as we're on board here with Bot Blasters, YouTube Lisco. They're putting in shots across the way. You got to love the windows. Everybody gets a free view out the window without getting shot at. You got to admire how people like to use those free view windows. Somebody's got to get a washer out and clean that off here as we see a bit of a knock, and we're back up to the map here. And there isn't going to be a lot of space as 13 and 3 are going to have to rotate in. 5, 1, 18, 4, 16, and 11 all inside the circle here. Wow. 12 squads left,
like
35
safe.
players still.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's safe, but everybody is kind of closing in on the same spot as the zone continues to shrink. And Dagger here taking some big shots. Brad Lexian getting knocked pretty quickly, but Satona going to use that Ember smoke to get Brad back up pretty easily. Hopefully they don't get pushed here. We'll see. Keep these guys in the game. I don't need my pick going out this early.
Yeah, the pick and stuff is definitely important. Dagger here managing to slide around the back, but they're being shot in the back as they try to get away around the back. And it looks like Satona is going to be the only member of Dagger here to make that back rotate without getting shot in the back here, Slim. Ooh-wee. Glad that he got out of there, but not good.
E really chasing him down here. Be interesting to see if they catch him, but on board with Posse here. What are they doing? Looks like they're just waiting for somebody to come up that zip line.
Yeah, sitting at the top here lurking, and Hanoi down below might just be the team that does come in and possibly make a move. Maybe not here. They are sitting, lying in wait. We still have 10 squads, 29 players remaining, and this is going to be a pretty nutty game ending here as Team 5 and Team 3 are clearly fighting on the edge. We go on board here, on board with We Stay Hard. Iron Cock here putting sprays over. Looks like Rated C's the team in the distance here. They're kind of playing the edge of the hill. They got a bit of a mountain protecting them. See what they choose to do here. There's not going to be a lot of space, and they do have Rated C holding around the corner. Shots back and forth here. Iron getting tagged a little bit, but they got a decent amount of space with the way the lip of that rock is working.
Yeah, teams dropping like flies in the kill feed, guys. We're down to 9 squads here. That's half the lobby still alive, but that's pretty crazy already. 26 players. These guys are really putting in work right now. It's really fun to see, and interested to see what happens next. Looks like Nami going to have to go ahead and heal up before Bot Blasters engages anybody else.
Inside with Bot Blasters currently. You can hear the gunshots going off as they look out the window. You can see E2S, Hanoi, Luxury, We Stay Hard, all still in it. Don GG as well. Oh my goodness, attack as well. We got so many good teams. Big shots. Geiger's going to go down here. Posse down to 2. Monfouche is the only member left. He's going to jump in the cannon and try to blast himself out of trouble here. Landing over by a respawn beacon, doing his best to get over to it. He's going to have to throw down the utility, smoke utility, as he's got multiple teams taking pot shots, trying to put Posse out of game one here, Slim.
Yeah, Posse tried to do that. You know, they were sitting at the top of that elevator shaft trying to wait for somebody to come up, and somebody peeked a little bit too far and got taken out from below. It was actually kind of funny to watch, but NOE here making a move onto rated C, it looks like.
Big shots landing, though, it looks like. And that's Mirax is going to go down here. Desi and Largus, the last two players left for an O. Looking like they're going to try and get a res here. Throw down some member utility, get the smoke, and go for a big res here. 7 squads, 20 players, and an O in the middle of it here. Going for a res, Slim.
Yeah, it was a double smoke. It was actually pretty smart. He threw down a little smoke, and then he dropped a big smoke right on top of that. And then it was really cool to see that happen. But I'm still good. Yep. We're on board with NOE here, guys. And it looks like we're down to 7 squads, 18 players, and NOE in top of this Mayshell Tower, rated C on the other side of the bus. They're going to go ahead and push over here. They got the res off just before NOE made it around. But
Big
somebody's
shots,
going down.
Largus and Mirax, the last 2 players left. Rated C tracking with a big knock. Aldine's down. After he gets the big knock, Mirax, Largus is the last hope for an O here. Big shots spraying across.
Think I'm out too.
And it appears that we are all going to end up getting kicked out of this
Going on
game.
board with Eeyore.
Switching over to Eeyore. On board with Bot Blasters here. Down below, you can see we stay hard. Zymat gonna all drop down. He's gonna put big shots in on Iron. Iron's gonna go down here. Move over to Nami. We're gonna get a knock here on Ironcock. Gonna move over here in the distance. You can see Luxury Lace dipping and diving. It looks like he's got some shots on him. E2S here, Dan Sembroski. With 5 squads still remaining here in game number 1.
We've only got 2 squads left with 3 players. So this is going to be an interesting end to this game.
Yeah, Lace, a solo for Luxury, hiding behind the crates, putting shots down on Rated X. He's going to actually knock Flacco. Going to push
super
down.
smart.
He's going to
like, hey, let's get points. Let's try to get some knocks, get some kills. I'm probably not going to win this, but I'm going to get as many points as I can.
He's definitely in it to get those placement points here. And Nami is going to go down to Chris Aldine. Rated C still in it. E2MS, Dan, putting in big shots there. Sliding over.
Yeah, and speaking of Lace playing for
those
those placement points, it's just him and E2S at this point. So he's definitely got a 2nd place finish here. And E2S looking like they're probably going to be the ones to get that 1st place finish unless Lace does something crazy. Looks like he goes into the storm and just ticks out. Congratulations to E2S on winning game 1.5.
Yeah, game 1.5 in the books. And yeah, we're experiencing a few technical difficulties with the spectator mode, ladies and gentlemen, but we did manage to have multiple views and get you over to the end of the game in time to see E2S claim game one victory here. And 6 kills, game 1 win. Pretty good from them, I gotta say here. As we scroll over to the next team here. Luxury, Lace, putting in the big work at the end of that game there with a big clutch smokes and getting himself to where he was in a position to be getting the 2nd place placement points for Luxury. So that's pretty huge from them in game 1. 3rd place here, tracking. These
Look
guys
how
had
rated
a
C
pretty
went off though. Look at all those knocks. Like, that's crazy. 15 knocks. Luxury only had 1 knock. The one that Lace got on Flacco at the very end of the game. But such is life.
Yeah, Bot Blaster is going to be the 5th place team here. We're going to scroll through the rest of these teams. That's going to be game number 1 wrapped up there. We won't go over the scores too much more here. We will end up giving you a live score update on the scores of game 1 here as soon as we can. But E2S taking a big game 1 as we get through the stats here, so our stat guy can get it on the back end. Slim, anything you've seen teams that first game we need to watch headed into the second game that's going to be coming up here pretty soon, and it's going to be a map change and a POI change, so it might be a bit of a change of pace headed into game number 2. Map change, POI change, and maybe we're going to see player choices change. Who knows? Excited to see what game 2 is going to have to offer here after an amazing game 1, after a few hiccups getting game 1.5 started. We appreciate all your patience out there with us as we are operating with the system as best we can. And if it decides to crash on us, we are going to do our best to get you back to the game action as soon as possible. Slim, big game from E2S. But we also saw teams further down with the kills, and those kills are probably going to be important as well. So be curious to
taking
see.
the win is huge. But definitely getting those knocks early in the game as well, like Rated C did there with, like I said, with the 15 knocks over the course of that game. You know, that's going to be that's something to be said for that too. So there's a lot going on here, and it's going to be interesting to see how the points play out.
I can confirm here after game number 1, it's going to be Rated C in first place with 22 points. In second place is going to be E2S Games with 18 points. And in third place, Bot Blasters with 11 points. We'll just give you the top 3 for right now and a more detailed point breakdown coming up probably after game number 2. So stay tuned for that. And I think with that, we're probably going to pass it back over to ListerBungi here.
That's right. We'll take a short break here, get those points together for you, but we'll be back up for the second game for tonight and getting the players loaded in. Don't go anywhere. Game 2 is coming up.
Acid Dropper. Acid Dropper. Acid Dropper. Acid. 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 Acid Dropper. Acid. 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 Acid Rocker. Acid rocker. Acid. 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 Acid.
Bungie in the house. Bungie in the house. Bungie in the house. So we had an electric game number 1. So we've just tallied up the scores and we'll take a look at who is edging closer to that match point after our first game there. As we take a look, there we go. You can see it there. So rated C at the top currently with 22 points. E2 Sports Games with 18, close behind. Starts to split up a little more there as we see that Bot Blasters are going to be there with 11 points. Luxury and Inno both on 10. Virtue, Pose on 8. Golden Dawn on 6. And then Thugs, We Stay Hard and Nori. My pick down there on 3. They're not going to be happy about that one. Dagger there, your pick, Slim, down on 1. Attack team. There we go. So what are we thinking about this then?
Yeah, I think I want to just point out again that like E2S won the game, but Rated C had more action during the game, which actually gave them more points than E2S. Now, obviously, we know this is a match point situation. You have to win to win. So, but Rated C is almost halfway to that 50-point match point already.
Yep, they're almost
definitely
halfway there.
Crazy to see that, to be fair. 22 points. Be curious to see how, now that teams have an idea of what happened in the first game as well as us, we'll see how teams play a little differently as we get closer. You know, game 2 and game 3 bring us closer to that 50-point threshold, just how teams treat those teams that are getting close to match point. I've never had the pleasure of casting a tournament with this kind of format, so I'm very curious to see how many teams we could possibly have on that match point. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. We don't really know as of yet, so I'm just curious to watch that going forward after an absolutely amazing game number 1.
Well, they definitely look like they're ready for the match point format. They're rated C. I remember back in the EU League where they were running, they only had 2 there and they still were being formidable. So with 3 in their team at the moment, they are looking very dangerous indeed. Early standout player, guys? For either of you?
Go ahead.
Oh, you first, bro. Go ahead.
Oh man, fine. If I don't hear anything, I just start talking. It's a weakness and a curse and a gift as well. I think Chris Adelin from Rated C is there's just something about the way he plays that's like, it seems aggressive, but it also feels very thought out and like he knows what he's doing. A lot of the teams, when they get too aggressive, they kind of get out of their element. And I feel like Chris's element is being aggressive. And that's why they have 22 points already, is that team just kind of, they don't lose their cool when they get into a fight early on or whatever the case is, you know? So seeing that's really cool.
Corrupty?
Yeah, for sure. I don't per se have a particular player. It was just really curious to see the early game and how slow. And then once things really kicked off, it went crazy. I'm going to maybe look to see a team like Nori, Thugs, or We Stay Hard have a bounce back second game. As looking at the table, they're going to end up at the bottom here after game number 1.
Okay,
and,
we'll have to make sure if that
down.
one comes up. Yeah, we are actually going to be starting up that game now. We are into our second game. It's going to be Joshua and myself casting this one, so let's get over to that gameplay screen. Let's get over to that action as soon as it's up. Joshua, are you there? We're up.
Oh, I am anxious. I'll be honest. That game 1 was electrifying, to say the least. Sunder Realms is a completely different game. I'm gonna be completely honest. one thing that I think is going to be very, very crucial is the fact that Fushan is not here and that their POI, which is Hydroplant, is an undrafted POI, which is a very high tier POI considering all things. So I definitely think you're going to see a lot of teams that have picked in a POI that might be in that general area, or even somewhere else that they haven't decided is quite high priority, might go for that one there, and it's going to be an intense battle off spawn itself.
Are Rated C in that? They are as well. Rated C are current hatching on for the match point winners. They are actually going to be right next to that POI. If I can bring up that for you. We're on the Sunder Realms map there. And you can see it there in the pink. So Rated C are right next to and now uncontested and open if no one is there. POI spot. And we are loaded into that first game, and we can see as well that E2 Games are a little bit hemmed in on this map. So if the players have been paying attention and know that they're on 18 points, we might see that they get pincered in from either side on this one. But we will see that coming up as we load into our second game today. On Sunder Realms, it's myself, ListerBungi and Joshua. Let's look at that look in. So Inori have looked out on that one, Josh, with the resource area being in Fushan's spots. They've gone right for it.
A crazy upgrade for them there. It is an undrafted zone, so they do have that flexibility of landing there. And getting that blue zone loot is also going to make it even more intense. But you do see a very wide spread there. Central is the island in this game.
A central island with all down on the southern end, and they come and try and squash in. Inori in that resource center is going to have a lot of that, but they are going to want it. They only have 3 points, which is not where they want to be. A lot of teams there to push in with that central Skyland. Virtue's got to go for it right now, surely.
Yeah, I'm definitely agreeing. It is going to be very high priority. Shields are going to spawn here in a sec, and we're going to see that making teams get a little bit more congested. It's looking that Don GG in the bottom left corner there. They got 3 shields all around, going to be splitting up, grabbing all of those ones there. And just all around, now we get to see where the island spawns are. One right underneath. It is looking like you said, Virtue, the first team to get into the island. Very controlled interest by them.
And it also looks like bot blasters are making their way up north, which is going to put them into contest. So it looks like an early strategy from bot blasters has been to make sure that they get to this island quick. Ala's going to be playing as Ju Chen as well. There's a lot of Ju Chens here.
I agree, and it's not for no reason at all. Definitely a very high utility character at this point. You get to give yourself, I wouldn't necessarily call it a phantom ult, but a very similar kind of a vibe, and you can use it to rotate. You can also use it very aggressively, and just in general, it's one of those things that I think you're going to see a lot of teams taking advantage of. This is definitely a very formidable team comp. A lot of deception, a lot of mobility, and just all around. Definitely seems consistent.
And look who's in the area now. I did say bot blasters were, but it's also going to be Posse who've made their way up here as they attempt to get this sponsor box. Are they going to be able to open it, though, before they get shredded through by the 2 teams who've come to pincer them?
For the sponsor box, one thing to note is it's a very large zone on the sponsor box. Typically, the sponsor box zones are relatively small, but you could arguably have multiple teams playing on opposite sides here fighting, and both getting experience from that one there. But it is looking like Virtue has rotated in here, and they are going to get that utility, all that loot. They get that epic buddy there. They're going to get so many different gold. Got the gold bar, a gold thunder DMR. Oh man, and that's not even talking about the utility to his right. There's a face mask over there. We saw defibrillators, a vest, like they are going to be set for this game. Virtue has to be feeling so happy. Hopefully it doesn't go in a negative way and it gets gifted off to another team, because that does happen from time to time.
Well, I don't know if they're aware at the moment that there are 2 teams vying to take that off their cold dead fingers, and we'll see if that fight does go down currently. But the rest of the map there looks relatively uncontested apart from Thugs down. Thugs are firing over at E2 Sports, and Chris Antline is on a death box as well.
Alright, there we go. Moving over here. Bot Blaster's a bit of a situation there. It's down to Primal there. Pose has surrounded them. Lisco getting finished off here. He's in that invisibility. This is one of those ones I don't think he's coming out of.
He has to fight for his life, and Pose get the best of Bot Blasters. And Pose, neither of these teams now going to get that loot. It's going to leave Virtue alone to glide off that Skyland into the opposite direction. Inno are closing in.
That's the risk of the island there. If you're going to land on there and then you rotate into that general area, there are going to be top teams congesting around there, and you are putting yourself at risk that you could just go out there. This is the first EU map, so you're going to definitely see some of these NA teams take risks like that, knowing that they have to get a little bit more advantage, especially on that EU ping. So it definitely makes sense. I do not blame them for that one there.
They start to heal up. We go over to the right-hand side of the map, and we see that Luxury are trying to take down Boy EXO. They fire into the Ember ultimate. Blind shells go in. The zone's coming in now too. It's making it difficult for them.
How is the stream quality on your side there? Just double checking.
Not 100%. For me.
I'm gonna really quickly restart it here for you.
Okay, he's restarting that for me there.
Yeah, I just had some information in my ear that that was the case. Nerton is trying to disengage now as Phantom. They start off in Command HQ, so he's not too far from home, but now he's got to rotate, and he's also got to worry about that threat of team number 6 on his tails.
And they're going to chase him all the way to the bank on this one. He heads towards the recapturer. But Boy EXO now coming out on the top of that fight. I'm not going to let him escape. Luxury are currently in the middle of the pack. So they need Nerton to stay alive here. Boy EXO choosing to go to zone instead. And that is going to mean that they are going to have the zone advantage. You can see We Stay Hard up there as well. They're trying to make their way around the mountainside, but we're over to squad number 4 attack. They've left it a little long to stay in zone as well. They've got unapologetic behind them.
In a while here, Mbappe
back in just for the FLGS. It's bringing everyone back out.
I absolutely love to see it. Right? Why would you not show up for one of the most intense events ever for Farlight? And definitely great to see Sinwar unfortunately getting taken out there. Faker trying to get some heals off. They're trying to do it the best with what they've got there. Definitely a pretty scary situation to be in, that is for sure. Luxury looking like they're going to get back up into this as a full 3-man lineup.
They are, and it looks like Boy EXO are going to be too far away to turn around and say, look, Nerton was back. The Storm Empress has arrived, and we can see Pose going straight towards it. We're following Inno. Now, Largus getting his shield back up. It looks like Pose are nearby. Are they got after that Storm Empress yet? Has she been captured?
Let's take a look. Definitely taken very quickly there. Now they're going to have to worry about the threat of Pose, but also with that Storm Empress, so many things could happen so dang quickly. You can use it for rotation, you can use it for aggression, you can use it for just about anything, and it's going to be chaos regardless.
Looks like one member of Pose is getting griefed on a no. Yep, Giga, Desi's got Giga. And now there's only one left. It's Monfouche as Inno chase him down. He has to slip and slide out of here. He did it in game 1. Can he do it again here? He is going to do it because in from the right-hand side comes another team.
LTMGG coming up quick in their boots. You gotta watch out. That's gonna be very scary to deal with. Clowers lost a lot of HP out of the initial engagement. Stork's also getting connected with there. Ooh.
There's Bullets gave him a haircut. But he has to stalk on out of there. Inno chasing him down. The rest of his team are going to congeal onto the smoke to get themselves into the building. Inno will give chase. They can't reach them with bar sniper rifle fire from here. Oh! But oh! I spoke too soon. In through the window. Clower's shield has been knocked.
On the box on there's a red box, so something high utility in that one there. We're gonna have to see what they got. Doesn't look like... Oh, it's probably going to be that buddy that they got there. We saw earlier it was a Storm Empress. So Desi going to be the one having that in their hands now.
Just a matter of... Oh, we can... Just got to be a matter of where and when he goes to use it. Over to Transport Port, we find Virtue in their hands. We know they've got the golden weaponry. Looking against Unapologetic. In through the windows. Just making a fortress up here. Clear sight grenades comes through. Their position is given away.
Unapologetic is definitely a team that I'm excited to see there. After they came out through the last chance qualifier, I gotta say I was very impressed there. They're one of the few teams that is, you know, coming together, putting out content. I think a good majority of that team is a part of the LegendScrims content creator program as well. So definitely a big supporters of them. But we're looking at Virtue. They've got control of transport. They are going to have to eventually move though.
They are going to have to move, but they want to get those kill points as well at this point. As we go over to the south side of the zone with Rated, they've got Poof knocked down, but no one on their tail. And Nori, another team that needs to do well here. We're coming up on the back of attack. Just choosing which way they're going to go here. As if Virtue stay in that building that they were in, they are going to see Nori come towards them. It looks like they are moving though. Back over to Rated C. It's Boy XO. Push them out. They brave it into the Ember Ultimate. Blindly go in. Shoot it down.
Oh, man,
Tino down.
Nixu
fly down. Oh, all gone.
With Pose right there, that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that fight is quick.
They are just going in and through. Ember Ultimates are making it all count. Bullets coming from all angles. It's Pose from the safety of the gorge. They take to the rooftop. Pose a little lower on the shields, but they're going to have a chance to get those back up here. And it's just a standoff in the distance over the mountaintop. Ino. And LMTO.
Desi and Mirax there. It does look like Mirax having a bit of a connection issue there. Hopefully going to get bounced into zone by that jetpack there. Obviously praying, hoping for the best on their side. We move over to Cass. They've got the transport side of this mountain. So definitely got to be feeling a little bit safe knowing they've got a little bit of a general area that they can call themselves. If it does go their way, they're going to be very happy about that.
They are going to have to watch out though for when that zone does pull in. They don't want to be caught out in any of those chokes. So they can go either way. But we do see that Inori are sitting in that choke there onto their southern side. And with team number 7, Thugs, potentially going to move into that one on their north.
LTMGG is the only team that's really got a central position right now. Virtue, they are in zone, so they're not going to have to move. But every other single team in this zone is going to have to make a decision here. Where do they want to go?
Is this a good tactic for them at this early stage? Is this a little bit passive, or is this clever play to be playing on the edge of zone like this with so many teams?
You got a high kill possibility if you're playing on edge zone. I know a lot of teams, for example, Rated C, HSCO, they love and thrive in this kind of environment, but it is also very risky there. If you're looking for those wins there, especially as we get closer to match point, you typically can't be playing that way. So we're definitely gonna have to see how it goes. 7 kills, Rated C. Like I said, playing edge, high kill, high risk.
High kill, high risk, and we'll have to wait and see if this all pays off for them as that zone does creep in, and that risk of getting ticked away by that zone and choked in comes in as well. It's Rated C cross that line. They're not making a move yet because they needn't, so they're just getting... They know that they're getting peppered in by WESTAYHARD, and bullets come over from FaZe and Co over in that direction as well. Just trying to get some angles here on Ino. WESTAYHARD has ventured a little too far.
Right, and they're using all of their utility, and unfortunately it's looking like it's not going to be quite enough. They've got to focus on this rotate. Tracking has gotten so much damage on them.
Massive damage is keeping them hemmed in, and WESTAYHARD looking a little panicked now. They try to return fire, but Tracking's just zipping and diving a little too much. Obscures the view. He's going to give FaZe a chance to get those meds back off, but he's got to be thinking about what his next move is here.
Oh man, gonna use. Okay, so they're using the new ultimate here. This does give them a little bit of a safer rotate here, as long as none of the teams can push into that and take advantage of it. Oh, it does look like it was shot out though, so I don't think they're gonna be able to use it. Oh, maybe.
At least one member, it's Stu Chen who's still in there. We can hear from the, as the chaos goes on around him. He ducks out, but now it's rated down on the top of We Stay Hard, frantically putting down anything to obscure their view, but it's not going to work. A stage is up. They're up on the top. It's tracking. Ironcock's in danger.
Oh.
Down goes a Kalamurky Golden. That will slow anyone down who goes across it. We see tracking's gone down. It's looking good for We Stay Hard here. Chris Aldine knocks down, and it's We Stay Hard are out of there. They just stayed there a little too long.
Definitely looking that way. Rated C once again coming out on top with a little bit more kills after that fight. They've got 10 kills. That's 10 additional points. That gets them so much closer to match point there. They definitely have to feel great about that. And as long as they can continue this and run it through, they could get more.
And they are not going to stop. They know that they're close to match point, and that means that the game will be over. As you said, 10 kills, and we've still got 9 squads left. They're going to stay in this one till the end. Posse looking in a little danger here, managing to get the health off, but who's around them? In the central to zone, they look like they may have jostled out our team LTM. Back over to Rated. And fight the other Rated line.
Action here.
And who will come out rated top? We wait to see.
Definitely could go either way. Both of those rated teams very consistent. Flacco, Chris Adeline, and Tracking are so consistent. They're absolute gunners. Right now, it looks like it would favor the other team because 0 kills on Rated X so far.
Rated X fight their way out into zone with 2 teams. They're pincered now. We'll have to see if they come out. Cat OP goes and get knocked, and Poof is screamed to Foro. Street is looking a little in danger. Sprays come from both directions.
No, switch scenes.
Switch scenes because somewhere Poof has gone down. We're over to corrupted screen.
Okay.
We can see that Elevote must have come out on top of that one. Rated do move in. Now it's quick.
Oh, man.
Scamper into the truck and now try to fend off Rated. They push them back. Using the Uzi fire. Using the stage against them.
It's a completely different situation when you're in that Ember ultimate. There's nothing you can see, and especially after the most recent update, it has been even tougher situation there.
That is exactly what Inori needed to do. Okay, see that? We're over to Eeyore's POV, and we follow Attack and Faker now.
Oh, Sinwar, he's already lost a big majority of his HP there. Mbappe gonna be the only one with a good majority of his shields right now. And oh, look who's got them in their eyes. It's Inori Panjay. Oh, he connected barely.
That was beautiful there from Panjay. He just needs to finish off and get the kills and try to chase out Tracking. But this is exactly what they need to do. They've got themselves up to 10 kills now and making up for that bad game that they had. Over to Virtue.
Does it seem like Aller is unfortunately going to get taken out there. Trying to rotate it is so tough when these zones get so small. The gold smoky does come out to give them a little bit of something to work with. They're going to try to get that res on Aller, I think.
And we'll see if that comes out. If Aller is up, we over to Posse. Giga's looking in danger as everyone evades his building, and Clower has got him down. It's up to Simeon Science.
Scary. Clower was also pretty low, so there is still a chance that this could get turned around there. He saw the SLZR, he got one there. The zone is also closing though, so he has to worry about the threat of that as well.
All he can do is wait for it to wash over him and wait for Ino to shoot him down as he gets up. He gets up to the rooftop. Inori and And Co are fighting off Virtue. Peerless Pina down to a slither of health and goes through with the PDW. Firing at everyone. Taz can't get away. Goes into zone. Elivote gets him. And they've got the kills. They've done it. And Nori take this one.
Oh man, what a game. I'm so excited to see these stats here and see the breakdown. I want to see how rewarded Rated C was for everything that was involved in that one there. But 18 kills for Nori, are you kidding me?
And first place. I think that makes up for that game that they had on that with their 3 points I think they were on at the moment.
Oh my god, what a game. 4 kills for Inno there, second place, so that's going to still be a pretty happy one for them. But oh my goodness, that is, gosh, dang breathtaking to see. 3 kills on Virtue there. I did not expect a team to end up with 18 kills considering how many kills were already in Rated C's hands there. Pose in fourth there with 7 kills.
7 kills as well. It's crazy when you come into those. There's such congested, tight final circles with everything to play for in time of kill points. You can really rack up, as we're seeing from these games, the points in that final circle if you can make it there.
We move through the rest of the teams there. Not quite as much, but we get to see Rated C here in 8th. That was 11 kills, so they're not going to be as happy about their placement, but still, those kills are going to help absolutely majorly. I think probably bring them up to at least around 20 points after their game 1 performance.
They definitely will. No kills for these guys down here. BXO, they've still got themselves 3 kills, so... And a few points. Oh, this is not where I expect Luxury to be.
Yeah, especially, I mean, we saw it was Boy XO. They had griefed him there. I guess after getting that res off there, they weren't able to make something work. Oh wow, BBLSC also in 15th there. We did see that happen there, going down early. They went for a bit of a risky play, not necessarily risky, but you know, an aggressive play going for that island, and just being in that area puts you at risk.
Yep, and Pose able to be the risk and the danger for them there. Going forwards, it will be interesting to see whether or not BBLS will still keep going to Skyland or whether they'll back off a little bit now and look for another type of strategy.
Yeah, and Dagger, unfortunately, 0 kills there as well. And E2S there. Gosh, we have so many stacked teams in this lobby that I say it's surprising to see teams go out, but then I think every single lobby is at that caliber here. It is not even a question of will it happen. It is just that is how it's going. But we are going to be moving into another match here. Game number 3. It's going to be an EU again here. But we are going to be switching back over to Nextera. So get excited for that, guys.
Nextera. Yeah, we go back there. That's what the scores are going to be here. Do we have word from our scorekeeper Nazira at this point?
I'm sure it will be on the way there. We will get it as soon as possible.
I can pull it up just to see where he's at with it. I'll get it up on screen if you want to pull it up as well there.
Yep, I got it on my side here. Oh, man.
So,
Wow.
so at the moment you can see that it's not completely finished off there, but we can see that Anori has rocketed up themselves at the moment, looking like to second place. Rated EC still at the top there with 35 points and getting closer and closer to that 50 they need for match point, Josh.
It's crazy to think that so many points were required in that one game there. Just between Panjays and Nori getting 30 points for their team there, and then Rated C, along with so many kills, they're getting 22. It's gonna change things completely, and I think teams are gonna definitely have to worry and definitely have to prioritize focusing on teams that are high on that leaderboard.
And that's going to be the interesting thing to see what our teams are going to be doing on this one, because they know exactly where Rated C will land. Well, do they actually? I say that, and then I remember that there are open POI spots. Is this where teams should mix it up, Josh, and land somewhere else and risk that?
Yeah, I think it is really one of those situations where you're definitely going to want to have to play. I mean, you can go for like the undrafted POIs there, change up your game plan if you're having issues with like the teams around you, or if you're not having things going consistently. It might be time to switch things up there. I mean, it's technically only game 2, but when a team's already getting up to 35 points, they kind of start getting a little bit stressed there. I don't know. I'm not really 100% sure how it's going to go.
Well, it's all to play for, and we will see how these teams play this next one. Go nowhere. Game 3 is coming right up. I'm filling the lobby in now.
Didn't think I could get out. Now I just walk on through. The ghosts are all around. Here and I can't be moved. I never look back. They start creeping in, but I'm leaving them in the past. Don't tell me that I'm dreaming. Don't tell me that I'm wrong. 'Cause I've heard it all before. And just look where I am now. We can break the cycle. Find our own way out. Was no light at the end of the tunnel. So I look at myself. The ghosts are all around. The ghosts are all around. I've been down the darkest road. I know that it's true. So throw your dirt at me.
Let's take a look at some of this chat here. We got Hey It's Cyber in here. Holy! Easy from Panjay. They're sitting at second right now with 33 points.
Turn these tears into gold. They shine like what I've learned.
Chino, you get in by LegendScrims.com. It seems like Apexeroff has already given you the Discord link, so it's www.legendscrims.com. Get yourself in there to get into these scrims. You won't be able to get into these ones because our teams have been playing for 4 weeks to get themselves into here. It's the best of the EU region and the NA region. Quality far better. Yep, that's thanks to Rupti. Boosted the server up there. Looks like our boosts had gone down. Wait around though, guys. Who we banking on? Rated C got this. They are currently only 15 points off match point, guys. Game number 3 coming up. Don't go anywhere. Let us know in chat who you are rooting for. Just waiting on Poof. And we can get this lobby started. We are making history. 30 people watching a Google Doc. That's corrupt. It's just informed me. Brilliant. Poof is now here. And we will start the game shortly. Okay. We are into game number 3 with Rated C and Inori nearing the match point. It's myself, ListerBungi and Joshua casting your game in Sunder Realms for Farlight's 84 LegendScrims Global Series. The capturers go to their POIs.
Blessed again with the island being right next to them there. They're going to all get into that one, I'm sure, very quick. But it does look like all the teams are taking advantage of their main POIs, none using the backup slots there.
And that is...
Actually, that's not true. I believe ATTK is using Fushan's.
Let's go to my... pull up my map just to make sure that Fushans were in... Yeah, and they are. You are correct, sir. They are in Costa Nextera, and they are using that POV and putting themselves next to Pose, who we know like to rush that area. But whether they know they're there or not, we are yet to see.
The island portals have spawned in. Quick to get there, like we said, Team 17 directly below, so they are ready. They're going to hop on in, and that's going to give them a chance to potentially get the vault before even anyone gets here. I don't think anyone's going to potentially be able to rotate fast enough to stop them.
And this is not what you want Rated C to be doing if you don't want them to get to match point very quickly. This is going to be an easy loot up for them.
Yeah, that is something that I hadn't even considered, how crucial that's going to be there. It's crazy to think that Rated C has done so well, especially on that last map there, because they are playing on EU ping from LATAM, so that is going to be a very significant negative for them, but they were still able to shine. That was their most points they got in any game, so you can't really be using lag as an excuse there, because you have teams like this who are able to show it's possible to do just about anything here. Boy XO, Clumsy going to be diving on in for the island, trying to contest this one.
And they already are aware, and look, it's up to the sky. As they try to float in, they tag him for his shield, and Clumsy has entered the fray. Clumsy is down. Rated get themselves another kill. 1 point to Rated C to start this one off.
Yeah, crazy to think that they've already gained themselves an additional kill point, and we just got into this matchup here. I don't know if you're going to be a Boy XO, if you're going to continue to send any more people there, if you're just going to try to focus on your game. I wouldn't.
Yeah, it looks like they are getting the hell out of Dodge. They've gone over to the emergency center, aptly named emergency for Boy XO at the moment. We go over to We Stay Hard. Squad number 8 fighting against Virtue. They've just come out of the inverse zone and into a fight phase, getting shredded by BLSPina. Taz takes down Danky, and there's one member, it's Ironcock against the whole of Virtue.
Oh, that is not where you want to be in that situation. Very quick wrap up by Virtue. That's also 3 more additional points for Virtue. They're going to be feeling absolutely ecstatic about that. But we've got ATPK and my Mbappe and Sinwai, they're so low, and they've got to escape quick.
Gets out with that phantom trick's going to allow him enough time to get away. But out comes a scan, and Pose chase him. Sprint, who's better at the 100 meters? Mbappe, is he going to get out of there?
We do see LatMGG there, trying to take some angles, trying to maybe get some damage off, but just going to disengage there. And it does look like Team 11 is going to finish off that player there. Oh, maybe not. Mbappe. Maximum Phantom Ult.
Still hanging on. That's exactly what you need him to do. He turns the corner, and Pose, he's hanging in there, but he goes down. Simian Science, and he gets the loot. That's 2 kills already for Pose as well.
You definitely know that they are upset about that one. Quite unfortunate. Don GG having to use the new ultimate from Chuchen to rotate out of this fight. Things not going how they had hoped.
They're waiting to get Nixu back in. Oh, rounds the corner, slips down, and looks up. Hopes to get Cat, gets Cat as he slides down on his teammate. Cat is knocked. Poof knocks his other teammate now, and it's just down to YouTube making FPS. Poof gonna give chase as a dragon. Another fight is going out though.
Yeah, Street and Rated X deciding they do not want to have anything to do with that fight there. The third party of TAS and crew coming in very big. They've already got 6 kills to their name. They've got to be feeling so good about that.
Rated C got to feel good about taking down members of Dagger as well, as we saw them in the kill feed. And we see Luxury for the first time this game. Got took out rather early in that second game there, so let's see what they're able to do. They're resurrecting Nurton. And they're just under Skyland, where Rated C still reside.
Taking a chance to admire that one there. We've lost so far 3 teams in this matchup, but there are so many still left alive that could do something big here. Oh, and it's looking like LTMGG, they found aimbot.
They're hunting him down. Stalks rushes him. Enters the building just to make sure they get their health off. Lacer's put down the Ember ultimate and confuses LatMGG here. And through the darkness will they come. They put down the Origin Chips, but they're not coming from that direction. Lace gets put down by LatMGG. Did so well to keep them at bay there. But there's another 2 members they're going to have to fight off. Oh, no, it's Nurton, and he's running from the fight. It's Pose who now come in.
There. Oh, Nurton's definitely not the main target right now, thankfully, but he did get some shots in his direction.
Well, Nurton will stay alive as Pose come rolling through. They have to try to fight a tired LatMGG, and on the stairs, Monfushi, and Lucius, the Cosmic Authority, and tries to throw them back, but an Ember ultimate blinds him in the stairway. And it's not going to stop Simian Science, though. They smell blood. LatMGG doing well to stay alive.
No one's gone down in this fight so far. Storix losing his shield. SLZR, Simian Science did such a good job to trade damage out there. And now I think the rest of his team is going to go on the aggressive. But no, LTMGG, they've got 2.
They've got 2, and it's just Simian Science on the stairs. Now would be a good chance to run. LatMGG will not let him escape.
Oh man, you don't really know. They've got to get those heals off. Simeon Science actually did seem to get out there. Instead, ListerBungi, they've decided we're going to focus on the res. We're going to get ourselves back into this game, and we're going to figure out what we've got to do. Just want to quickly thank our sponsors for this event there. We've got Lace from Team Luxury who came in there, but we also have Nocturnal GG as well as the We Stay Hard group coming in massively to bring this $500 spectacular event. So looking forward to these matches.
And as you said, ListerBungi going to be holding on for that. He has a massive 7 kills, which is going to already give them 17 points there from their 10 that they're sat on at the moment, and that is contingent on where they're going to finish in this game. They're still looking strong, so all to play for there.
Does seem to be the way. We've got 4 teams in the general surrounding area. It's looking like we've got Posey, but we've also got ourselves Luxury as a solo left, and wow, we got so many LTM GGs here. Team 17 as well. Raid C, oh my god. Yeah, get out of here, guys. Rotate out of here. It is a danger zone, to say the least.
The Rated C are going to cascade over like a wave. They're coming up behind Inori. Look, as everyone tries to push in from that southern end and outrun the zone. We saw that Dagger were having trouble earlier against Rated C, but they are still in it. We can see them at the southern end too. Posse on the top of Rated X. We go over to the fight. Inori take to the rooftops and pepper down spray at Rated C. And they're going to be able to push in here.
It's going to be tough. You've got to think, all these teams are thinking, man, we should probably get to zone. And Rated C, they're thinking that, but they know with Inori there, it's not going to be for free. Unfortunately, it does look like Boy XO has gotten themselves into a really unfortunate situation. Inno is on the aggressive, and Tino, he's the only one who can really put on a major fight here at this point.
He puts them into an inverse universe, and he separates out some of Inno. He can see where they are, but at the moment he didn't tag them, so he can't attack them. His teammates are down. It's down to Tino alone. It's a fight for the death inside of a truck. Tino down, Inno get the KP.
Definitely not what they were hoping for, but we move over to Rated X and ListerBungi. They've been really aggressive, 7 kills up to this point, and they're going to try to go for some more streets on the disengage.
I'd be on the disengage too on the game that ListerBungi have been having. Cat OP throws down the scan and chases ListerBungi just out of there. They're going to push into zone, but that's going to push them into the path of a newly resurrected Luxury. Rated hot on their tail.
Rated C there. Gig, unfortunately, gonna go down there, and it's gonna be up for tracking Flacco, Chris Adeline to potentially hold Team 15 on this rotate. It's definitely not where you want to be. You're going all the way around, but for what? Almost a dead end. Look at everyone else. They're all clustered there already.
This is going to be a kill choke, and we'll be able to see if Rated C are able to puncture a hole through it and give themselves some breathing room. In a perfect spot just to mop up the kills here, but if they are able, yep, Rated X, Cat and Poof and Street all gone. And Rated C try to make their push through here, but it's a firing squad. Largus goes down, knocked by all 3 members of Rated, and they continue to make their push. Inno have to move back out of this choke, making it easier for Rated C to come through here.
Not expected to go that way, and so in the favor of Rated C, they jump through like it was their job, and now as they rotate to zone, they might be able to secure themselves an actual position, an actual lifeline in this match.
If you know that this is Rated C, it'll be a good chance for them to put them down. Luxury come up from behind. Getting easy kills on Rated C, tracking down. Flacco down from Inno. Oh no, Rated C, meat and cheese in the sandwich again.
Chris Adeline is their last player left alive there. You know they don't want to go down in 10th here at this point. That's not many placement points, and they've only got 6 kills, so this will not bring them to match point if he goes down. So he's got to play smart. He's got to play secure. He's got to get his team back in this match.
They're screaming down his head, stay alive, stay alive. Panjay goes down on the kill feed. Luxury back up to full strength, but they have to make their way through this choke. With the eyes of team number 10, that's going to be Latam GG poking through that choke. Inori's Elevote we're over to now, and they try to push out Ino. A Thunderhound goes up just to cause a little bit of chaos.
Oh man, Mirax getting taken out there. Not what you're hoping for if you're in his shoes. And now we're gonna see Elevote. Gold shield, Panjay gold shield, 0 gold shield. I think they've got themselves set up to do just about anything at this point.
Well, they round the cliffside and they chase Desi, trying to get their kill points up. They are also nearing match point themselves, and this is going to get them a little bit nearer. Desi is down. Bot Blasters, we've seen very suspiciously very little from them.
Yeah, playing safe, playing for that win there, but they, like you said, they haven't got too many kills. Look at that loadout there from Lisco. He's got that thermal sight on that bar, as well as the red Fnatic SMG. It does so much damage. I think, I've said that Nori had a chance to win this one here, but seeing that now, that can completely change anything here.
And Nami's got a gold PBW as well. Just need to get up close to enough players, and you need to get yourself some kills here. There's still 9 squads in here, still 23 players, and that would be a good time. Unapologetic, getting knocked out by our number 3 from the top EU there. They are with their last chance qualifiers here.
You see whole lot of aggression there. It looks like Dagger, they've lost 2. It's going to be up to Pew.
It's up to Pew. He's getting shredded.
Shield swap.
Nice shield swap and a nice chord shift. It's going to give him time, but he's against all of Inori. Throws down the Kalamurki and waits for the attack. Oh, ultimately, he's not going to go down. Panjay gets him. And we're over to Luxury. Span over to them. A quick smoke. Tries to get a heal off Nurton down. It's up to Lacce here. They know exactly where he is. Aimbot finds Chris Adeline. Yeah, he is. We said he needed to. Is his team? Is the rest of his team in here too? Did he get him back in somehow?
No,
nope.
Unfortunately not. He's considering maybe going for that one right now. I don't know if the new hero's ult is going to be enough to maybe get a res, but it's definitely something worth considering. Luxury down to 2, so this is his fairest fight that he could potentially face.
Oh, he'd separated them, but now his position has been given away. Rated C out of this one. Luxury making up for the points that they've lost. Try to push into this zone, but it's a bit of a packed one. We got Latam GG. We got Bot Blasters in here with golden and red weapons.
Oh man, this is coming down to an intense one here. I think we're gonna make it all the way through. I love to big stuff like that, but Stork's getting cracked there.
Sambrowski going down in the distance, but unapologetic with those bar sniper rifles from this roof. Bot Blasters looking strong now. As teams fight around them, they can pip them off, but Luxury come up from behind. Xuzmat throws down the Ember Ultimate. Lace goes down. His own trick used against him. It's Aimbot. As Lu Chen trying to get the heals off on the edge. All but a tree to protect him.
This point of the game is so scary. There is so little room in aimbot. If he gets seen by another angle, there, putting pressure on him might be enough to get him killed by somebody else. This is what you've really got to do in these situations.
No, Smet not going to let up on Aimbot. Then exactly where he is. He is in danger. There he's down. And look, man. Nami is going down to Inori. Sismet is down to a slither. Slinks off, but gets caught by Inori as well.
Get back in with somebody else.
We're going to...
You gotta go to Eeyore.
Eeyore.
Eeyore we trust.
In Eeyore we trust. Latam GG we follow. Seismet down. Lisco has the hopes of his team here. Cannot afford. Singles out. Elevo as he heals. He's up the zip line. Is he able to trick himself out of this one? Oh, didn't quite get the kill there. And now the rest of Inori hunt him down. Bar sniper rifle at the ready. But Inori are on the top floor.
Joel has a chance to potentially go for a res on one of his teammates down below. If there is enough distraction from the enemy team, they might go be able to pull it off. I don't think they really have access to that elevator shaft there to get back in.
They've gonna stay on this building though. They found him. Lisco, all alone and becomes a sardine can. LATAM GG. Fending off E2 Sports, E2S.
Oh man, gosh, they've already got 7 kills to their name here on LTMGG's side here. Now they're fighting for this win. They've got to be feeling great about this game. This is, I think, their best showing so far in the night. Team 15 has 13 kills, Virtue with 11. It is up to Task. Look at that, using that Storm Empress. This is a last-ditch attempt.
He's going to throw the teams up in the air. He's going to be invisible. He's going to hide. He's going to stay in this one. He's playing for place, but he's throwing down absolutely everybody that he picked up for this game. LATAM GG is struggling here. Stalks the last one left. In blindness, he throws up his shield. We flip over to Inori. They're flying down Storm. They're going to get him. He's isolated all 3 players, and Inori taking another one. Surely they're at match point now. Massive game for them.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna put the fire under every single team in this game here. We're moving back over to Sunder Realms, and with Sunder Realms, you saw what they did in game number 2. They land Hydro. It's an uncontested zone. Teams could theoretically just vie after this team.
And you are going to want to do it because I am going to tell you now, Josh. Inori just made match point. 17 kills, first place puts them at 62 points, and our first team of the evening to reach match point. Next game could end it.
Oh man, as we move through, 8 kills on Clower and Co. Super ideal. Lister, I'm just gonna get you to coordinate through the rest of these stats here. I just gotta sort something out real fast.
Okay then, Eeyore, if you just cycle your way through there we see Virtue had a brilliant game at third, 11 kills for them. That's going to be good as well because it's not over yet. Although Inori have made match point, they need to still win the next one as well. Easy, said Panjay earlier. As we go to 4th place, it's E2S. Doing well as well with 7 kills. Bot Blasters made it to the end, got themselves 1 kill. So still getting their way up there. Luxury, a little bit better from them as well, 3 kills. Rated C in 7th place with 6 kills. Dagger with 2. We saw them struggle a little. There we go. And no, they did well as well. They've got themselves into that choke there. And it's got them that 7 points there. They're going to be happy with that one. Pose. Griefin LATAM GG there a little bit, but couldn't quite finish them off. Rated X with 1 kill in 12th. No kills for Boy XO. Had a bit of trouble there. Kept running into fights that they couldn't finish. Thugs, no kills for them either. 2 kills for Dawn GG. Attack have been struggling here a little too. 2 kills and on 16th place, and We Stay Hard boys, who we saw get taken out very early on for that one there. Thank you for that one there, Eeyore. I'm just going to wait and
Back
see.
to NA for this matchup. Here, moving forward, the lobby is up for teams involved, so everyone get on in there.
Get into your lobbies, guys. I know we're in the future, but let's see if we can pull up a up-to-date score for you. Let's give me a second, guys. Get your spreadsheets out. And
can confirm for Lister that those scores are up there and available. ListerBungi.
And there we go. I said that Inori had made it. 62 points. They're on match point, ladies and gentlemen. Corrupty, you said you wanted to jump in there. What is it you wanted to say there?
Oh no, I was just telling you the stats are ready here. I'm looking at them right now, and the only green team in that zone win the next game and you win the title is going to be a Nori rated C with 44 points, and Virtue with 36 points, and Inno with 31 points. And right below them, E2 Esports. And based on the points we've seen so far, any of those teams below Inori could see them go out early and make that same kind of push and be in the same position that Inori's in. So I'm super excited to be casting the next game and to see how this actually unfolds. Is there a team out there that's going to want to put an end to Inori's game sooner than later and stop them from possibly winning the next game? Lister.
Of course they are going to want to, and that is the beauty of being in a POI drafted game. We know exactly, well, see, this is where we don't know exactly where they were, because Inori weren't where they were supposed to be. But as we go over to Sunder next game for them, Inori would be just to the right of Transport Port, but we have 9, 5, and 2, and 23, and Fushan's spot all open. And if I was Inori, I'd be thinking about mixing it up a bit and making sure I wasn't where players were expecting me to be. I can also pull up that Sunder draft point there for you so you can see exactly what I mean. As you can see, Inori in the blue there next to 1PG. But there's all the spots that are open for them to land. All Inori need to do now, they're on match point, is win the next game. And Corrupted.
Yeah, one team on the finish line, and a lot of teams knocking on that door. Super excited for what is going to be game number 4 coming up. And I am just vibrating right now. You guys casting them last 2 games got me so jacked up to get back on the microphone with that guy Slim and back into this game action. Super happy we're getting through these games, even though we're having technical issues with the game wanting to not let us finish them out. We have some clutch help on the back end tonight. I want to give a big shout out to our boy Eeyore and Nazira, the stat guy, getting those stats in. Without all the help on the back end, I'll tell you, I don't know what we'd be doing today. And I'm excited for game number 4. I think I heard you say we're back over to Sunder, where we had some big kill games. And I just can't wait to see, are we going to see a winner here, folks? Chat, how are we feeling? Are they going to claim a win and be into the finale here? Or are we going to keep grinding here? And are we going to have multiple teams up challenging Inori for a chance at $500 prize, ladies and gentlemen, is on the line. And we do have a team capable of winning it right now, don't we, Slim?
Yeah, that's right. Inori has put themselves in a position to win the whole thing in game 4. You know, personally, I want to see more gameplay. So I'm kind of hoping somebody else steps up and takes a win here, because I don't want to be done.
Nor do I. Yeah. Not by a long shot there as well, Corrupted. Of course, all of this has been made possible by our sponsors this evening. Shout out to Nocturnal Cyber Luxuries Lacce, putting up a massive chunk of this prize pool tonight. Of course, WESTAYHARD and the team there at LegendScrims.com. It's not just bragging rights we're fighting for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Big prize pool for them. If Inori pull this one off, they've won it. But we have Rated, Virtue, Inno, E2 Sports, and Latam GG, who started to wake up in that last game, all still in it. Or could it be one of the people that's at the bottom of this table at the moment who we are not expecting to be there? We know that they've got it in them, but really, they need to show out on this next game. Isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Leading in game 4, there's a lot of teams down at the bottom of the table that you don't expect to see at the bottom of the table right now, looking to have a bounce back game. And based on the games we've seen so far, it's not out of the realm of possibilities for teams to absolutely pop off, have a big game, and put themselves right up on that bubble to get themselves onto match point. This is game number 4 of FLGS. I'm Corrupted604. My co-caster for this game is going to be that guy Slim. Super excited to be bringing you live action as we hop on board with Attacker here early in game number 4.
I'll just get rid of this for you, and there we go. We'll be straight into it.
Here we go, hopping into game number 4. We are on board with attack here. A team that is at the bottom of the table right now, going to be wanting to make a push and hopefully have a stronger game. Be curious to see if any of these teams can pull off as strong as the game as we saw earlier on in the tournament with the big kills, pushing Rated C up the ladder. They kind of stalled out once getting there, and Inori has made a massive push to put themselves on match point if you're just tuning in. And we could see it end here, but I heard Slim say something that I liked, and Lister also chimed in. Who wants more games? I want more games, because that way I get to get up on this microphone and cast the live action. And to be honest, I'm super excited to be joining you, as this is game number 4 of FLGS, the first time inaugural season of FLGS here, and we are running the final today. Team 4 here doing their best to get the loot up. We get to see them pick up a Buzzy there in the distance.
Yeah, Inori landing on that Sky Island, and they're having the advantage here. No other team has come over there to contest this yet, and I think that if I'm the other teams, I'm making a hard push to try to make sure that the team that's potentially going to win this thing in this game doesn't get this advantage. I would, if I'm any of the teams nearby, I'm going. I'm putting my life on the line to ensure they don't win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely be putting thoughts into the ticker about what I could do if I was a team near Inori to stop them from claiming the throne today. Good point. I like that. And we'll just have to wait and find out, folks. I guarantee you the talent's in this lobby to challenge a team and stop them from getting a game win. We'll just have to wait and find out and see here. As this game unfolds, will we see the almighty challenge of them, or won't we?
Yeah, LATAM GG made a push to try to get on the Sky Island as well, and then they just jumped off. So I don't know if they saw something up there they didn't like. Team 18 also making a push up there, it looks like. So Inori still kind of up here by themselves, but some damage coming out from somewhere. Maybe Team 18 didn't make it in.
And we go on board here. We're on board with We Stay Hard here. Front row perspective, the We Stay Hard boys not having the results they want today and looking to have a strong game here. Look like they're aware of what's going on around them, as it looks like FaZe. I am now, yeah? Hold on. Go ahead here for a sec, Slam.
Yeah. I think we're watching 2 different people.
No,
am I right or wrong about that?
My Discord is lagged out and not letting me watch your guys' view. I'll be right back.
That's okay. I'll hop in here then. We got me and you, Slim.
Right now, Lister?
It's Joshua's. We're watching Inori as they attempt.
Typically mine for game. We start with mine.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
It's now Luxury that we're on.
Yeah, we've got Luxury here making a push into the zone, rotating into that next safe zone. Going to go ahead and get safe before anything crazy happens. Looks like Boogs has run into a scenario here with Posse perhaps, and Astrid goes down there. It is not Posse, it's E2S. Astrid going to go down. They're going to go ahead and use that Ember ult to try to get him back up before anything happens, but E2S making a push.
Yeah, pushing out into the outside here. Happy to announce I managed to get my screen onto the right screen, and we're casting over the same gameplay action here, folks. Thugs here in a fight with E2S, who is up above them there. But it looks like E2S has had a knock member. They're going to go ahead and use the Ember utility and get a res off here. As we see in the kill feed, lots of kills. Dagger currently in a fight. E2S here in a fight with Thugs, pushing over. Sambros taking some big shots, losing all of his shields. Raven pushing out, getting a big knock on Sambros. Sambros down here. E2S down to 2 players. Big shots from the distance here. Dan making him pay, getting a big knock. It looks like Azerteek's going to go down. They're going to get a res here. Slim.
Yeah, E2S going to go ahead and win that fight. Going to go ahead and get their team back up to 3 and continue moving on. It looks like Virtue has a player down as well, but Peerless and Ailer are making their way out to try to get their teammate back up. Boy XO here in a little bit of a bad way. It looks like there's about 4 teams in this spot that could potentially be taking on some fights here, but Boy XO looking down the hill at what appears to be Luxury and Posse, all 3 of these teams in the same spot. Be interesting to see if somebody goes down early.
Yeah, big shots. Boy XO is actually down in the tunnel, and up in the opening there was Luxury. Luxury actually looks like they're backing off here. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. There we go. Got her out of there just in time to keep going as we see Posse pushing over here, trying to jump Nerton running for his life here as a solo. He's going to throw his ult and actually get up over the rock and sort of get away from the 2 Posse members that are putting in chase here, but they're going to catch up to him, and Luxury Nerton's going to be out of this game, Slim.
Yeah, that leaves Aimbot the only player left for Luxury, and it looks like Gig might actually be pushing over. They're going to go ahead and use that I don't know what you call it, but they're going to use it to try to maybe close the gap on Gig there. We'll see if that Luxury team does end up getting eliminated here. But NOE and Don GG in a little bit of a fight here.
Yeah,
Desi about to go down there.
You know, Mirax, Argus, and Desi here pushing over. Desi did. Looks like he took a big snipe shot here. He's probably going to try to get heals off. Mirax up on the top of the hill looking down here. We go over to Desi. Still really close to Don GG here. Nothing so far as they're kind of just eyeballing each other, exchanging a few pot shots and utility, but out the window, Desi's going to get a few shots in.
Yeah, Don GG almost had a really good play there. Desi was pointing his, was looking out the window at one of the players, and the other player kind of just came around his flank and almost got some shots in on him, but they noticed he was there before they could make anything crazy happen. But Aimbot actually, we're not looking at that right now, but Aimbot actually getting his teammates up. Lace and Nert about to possibly be back in this game if Aimbot can pull this off.
Yeah,
Fearless
we're on
and
board with Virtue
Taz is
here.
back for Virtue, yeah.
Fearless Peanut Virtue, a team that played really strongly leading up to this final, looking to have a bounce back game here. Looking down, they got Rated C. We're on board with Rated C. That's actually Flacco looking down at the team I was just talking about, Virtue, and he's going to actually make them pay here. Flacco landing big shots, and Rated C, no surprise here, are going to get aggressive, and they're going to push in. As Slim pointed out, they're not afraid to mix it up. They're going to jump right in here and slide over, and Virtue is on the run. Rated C in tow. Task going to go down. Rated, 2 knocks, 1 left. Will they get it, Slim?
Yeah, if they know anything about Rated C, if they get 1 knock, they're pushing it hard, and that's exactly what they did. And Fearless is going to go ahead and knock Chris, but unfortunately for that team, they are gone. Flacco comes in and gets the knock to eliminate that team. We're down to 9 squads already. Half the lobby is gone.
Yeah, Rated C putting Virtue out of this game, racking up some more points, essentially probably putting them a lot closer to the point where they're going to possibly hit match point if they're unthinkable right up close to where Posse is. And Posse looks like the one member looking like he was going to be there to greet him.
Yeah, we're here with Latam, GG, SLZR, Storks, and Clower. Not looking like they're being too aggressive right here. They're pretty low on shields. I'm not sure that they've even gotten any knocks or anything in this game. In that first game, they only had the one, and I think they might have had 3 in the second game. But, you know, these guys here, they've been playing really good. Whoa, what was just that? Just happened? It must have been a Cypher ability. E2S Dan and squad here. We're getting a pretty small circle down here. This is going to be the end of this game. We got to make sure that everything is going on right. These guys are about to start going crazy.
Yeah, Nuri, Elivote, and Panjay here, the team on match point in this game. We have 5 squads, 15 players remaining, Slim, and it's heating up. A team that could win to end is still in this game. Nobody giving them a challenge just yet. Will we see a winner or won't we? We're going to find out. Stay tuned. Don't take your eyes off the screen, ladies and gentlemen, because it's about to go down in game number 4, and we could crown an FLGS champion, or we could be playing game number 5 with multiple teams on match point. And I'm super stoked to be casting it here as we ramp up here. Shots coming in over on tracking. Rated C, a team knocking on the door of being one of those teams to hop onto match point here, Slim.
Game. Rated C should be at match point as well. Don GG making a push here onto Rated C, but it looks like all that jazz taking some big shots from tracking, but tracking getting kind of out in the open, a place where he doesn't want to be. Anori taking some shots on them as well. There's a lot of teams standing on top of each other here at this point, essentially, and only one can come out on top.
Big crazy shots from Rated C go down here. The Emerald smoke, they get a big knock on making FPS is down. Rated with another knock here. They're having to contend with shots from all over the places. They're not in the best spot here. Tracking says no thanks. They jump down. They're going to try to claim their own little spot of real estate over here where they don't have to deal with multiple sources of other teams' gunfire griefing where they are. They got themselves a piece of real estate here, Slim, and they're going to go ahead and heal up and maybe have a bit of a view of another fight starting here and avoid some more gunfire at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed to do. They needed to just find a spot that didn't have another team on the other side of them, so they only had to contend with something from one direction, and that way they could get those heals off. And Anori there was taking some gunfire. Elivote was shieldless for a second there, and it looked like maybe Panjay as well, but they're both back up to full health, essentially, so Anori back in this game here at the end of game number 5?
4.
That was a question. 4? 4?
Oh, 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate?
6, 7? I don't know.
You got shots. Nori in this one. We have 5 teams left here, Slim. E2S in the distance, the team that could definitely challenge Rated C as well. Looks like Rated C in a bit of a fight here. Big smoke going off. We got Chris Aldine jumping around. It looks like a Don GG player is down below fighting it out with Rated C here, and they're just going to pounce on that solo player, and they're going to punish him out of the game. And we see Chris Aldine, the player you mentioned earlier. You are now the Reaper, Chris Aldine. We like what you're doing out there. Keep on gunning. As we continue on with game number 4 here, we have 4 squads left, Slim. How you feeling?
4 squads, 12 players. I mean, this is what you want at the end of a game, right? You want everybody to be alive, everybody to be healthy, and the best man wins. So that's exactly where we're at right now with these last 4 teams. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. All the teams have a little bit of a gap between them and their neighbors, so no one's standing right on top of each other just yet, but that's about to start changing.
Yeah, I wonder how the dynamics are going to unfold. Of course, the teams don't have the perspective like we do that we're watching and know who they're fighting against. They might have an idea. They do not know. We do. And I'm telling you, it'll be curious to see if anyone's going to challenge. Here we go. Anori in a fight. LDMGG putting some shots over, throwing them some utility at that building, forcing them to pop out of it momentarily. Storks pushes over, big shots. The Emberald's going to slow things down here. But there are shots back and forth. You just can't see anything because the Emberald's blinding the almighty view of the action as Panjay slides up on the roof here. And LTMG's inside. Whoa, big shots. SLCR is inside. Panjay visits the door again, blasts some more shots inside. Not a lot doing with the shots that did blast in the door here.
Yeah, Anori using that Luchin, I don't know, Luchin ultimate there to get kind of in a better position here because, like you said, everything was kind of just going crazy there for a second. LTMGG is going to go down there. Rated C and Anori, the last two teams alive, and Anori's losing players. But
Victory.
I think get to see, but I'm pretty sure we just crowned champions here, Slim. Anori, Zero, Elivote, and Twitch Panjay in 4 games are going to claim the FLGS title here. Wow, what a 4-game run. Oh my goodness. Champions were born here today in 4 games, Slim.
Absolutely insane, ladies and gentlemen. Those guys played lights out in, what, 3 games in a row, essentially, to pull this off. It was actually huge. Rated C making a really, really good run at it too, though. Those guys deserve some credit as well. Look at this, 24 knocks in that game for Rated C, even though ultimately it doesn't matter. But let's get Lister and Josh back in here and talk about what we've just seen, if they're available.
We are, of course,
Definitely
here. That means
on my side here, 24 kills for Rated C. You know they were fighting and hoping that one of those kills were gonna be one of the players on Anori, but unfortunately, it just doesn't go that way. It's crazy to think that we have had FLGS end in 4 games. We're gonna go through the rest of the stats here, so our scorekeeper can track these all down and get our final results and figure out who our top 3 were and who our prize takers are.
I don't think any of us expected a 4-game series here.
No.
Am I wrong? I think most of us were thinking at
No.
least close to double that, 6, 7, giggity. But, you know, yeah,
Giggity.
4 games is actually insane.
I said it at the top of the show,
It's definitely an
guys,
impressive
that there
run
would
from
be.
them to push like that. We did see them do something very similar in the group stages.
Yep.
I think in EU they did the same thing. They won out 3
3
games
wins
back then.
back to back, corrupted. I said it at the top of the show. They've done it again
Yeah,
when it
Lister.
counted with the Anori taking it. As you said, we were not expecting it, but for the team that, if you said, are they going to win it on the 3 streak? It would have been Anori. Massive.
Yeah, massive tear from Anori. And like I was saying there, they definitely showed us that they could do this. Picking up Elivote seemed to be the tide turner for them, if I'm going to point out something that I observed. They picked up Elivote, and since picking up Elivote, they've been absolutely lights out. And when they turn it on like they did tonight, as you can see, not a lot of teams could touch them. All the teams in that lobby had full opportunity to take a run at them. They knew where their POI was, and nobody felt like they had the guns to do it today. And that allowed Anori to absolutely pull off a steamrolling 4-game victory. I definitely was of the opinion that we were going to take 6 or 7 games with all these teams in this tournament. And were my predictions for how many games it would take wrong, as well as my predictions for the day, are in the toilet. But that doesn't really matter. We have champions, and we just, nonetheless, despite all the hiccups at the beginning, boys, we just saw 4 of the most stacked games that I've watched on Farlight 84. And I still can't believe that in 4 games, the team hit match point and managed to win that final game. What are the chances?
Well, should we get them in here? I see them in chat right now. Josh, I don't know if you've asked them already.
Coordinate real fast.
We're going to
I have
coordinate
not.
to
Let me
try
look
to get them in. So Josh is on that one. Massive, massive, massive games. I mean, a big show out from all of our teams there. Kept us on the edge of our seat. I mean, LATAM, GG, let's talk about them at the end there. Unrated seat as well. That was...
I've got to get their channel a little bit closer so I can... Too many people in the Discord, guys.
There's the Discord all over the place. A super chat from Lockhart Lucy says, I wish more people give this game a chance. Well, after this one, if more people see this, I'm pretty sure there will be more people giving this game a chance. There's a few things to iron out, but definitely worth your time as we wait for those Inori boys to get in here. And here they are. The first ever LegendScrims Global Series champions. Well, that's a question I was going to ask you, Zeroin. How are we doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy. We did it. We did it clean.
It was so clean. You guys, you guys did everything right. Like, it was actually insane to watch.
No, thanks. I mean, the team overall is just doing good with each other. A very positive area that we're just playing with each other, and we're just friends. We're having fun, and that's it. Doing our things.
Love it.
Yep.
Did you guys feel like the picking up Ellie vote was the tide turning change that really put your trio into a position to dominate like you guys did today? Because leading up to this, you guys didn't really have Ellie vote, I feel like, and once you picked up Ellie vote and a little bit of gelling time, and you guys were off to the races. Is that fairly accurate?
I mean, I would talk to that. I mean, we were just looking for a guy, and Ellie, like we both thought Ellie wasn't playing the game, but I found out that he's actually interested in playing tourneys, and we just needed a guy that could fucking shoot his gun. Like, I was actually looking for a controller player, but I think Ellie's mouse, like Ellie's MK, comes as close to controller as it can get. So I think he's a perfect pickup for us.
And yeah, the communication level and the overall game sense and the calmness of the team is just great. The synergy is good. So yeah.
I mean, Elivo, have you got anything to add to that? You're quiet over there as being the man that these two are talking about.
I think it was just very clean from the team. Our first game, we had a bit of a struggle. We kind of forgot what Yushen had as an ultimate, and we did a very bad rotation. But as soon as we talked about that, but we could do better, I mean, you guys just saw the next 3 games, they were pretty clean.
Yep.
Yeah, congrats on that. Josh, you got any questions for these guys here? I mean, we've been seeing them for games on games on games, scrims on scrims. You're one of the most consistent teams in there. So, Josh, any words for them?
Just in general, want to thank you guys for participating, but also just want to say, I'm not sure if you saw in general, but supposedly I put a 100K bet on Dagger, and you guys absolutely thwarted that there. So, you know, very unfortunate, but very much appreciate you guys. You know, gosh, what a showing! 4 games. I thought we were going to be out here for significant amount longer. We did have some technical issues, so we do honestly kind of almost appreciate the short turnaround there.
Yeah, I want to make it easy for you guys, so go to bed early.
Oh, thanks for keeping us in mind, dude.
I wanted more games. It's not easier. I wanted more games. But nonetheless, congratulations to you guys. And a big shout out to you guys for the consistency, the rotations, and just being straight gunners. Congratulations. And Ellie vote, nice job. To me, from my outside perspective, that's why I asked the question. Seeing these guys pick you up. I remember having a conversation early one morning with Lister, and I said, ooh, he pointed out that you guys had picked up Ellie vote, and him and I had jostled back and forth with how dangerous of a pick that was going to be. And it's just crazy to see that little conversation that him and I had come to life today. And you guys execute with that third player and pull it off is just massively impressive. So for me, congratulations.
Yeah, I predicted it as well, guys. I don't know if you heard that, but I did say you were my pick for the evening, so I had full faith in you guys for picking up Ellie vote.
Yeah, we get it for you.
Lister built the house on us.
We didn't want to make Lister look bad, so
I like that. I like that. Doing it for the ListerBungi boys. I can get behind that.
Yeah, we also want to say thank you guys for hosting all of this. It's been an insane 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's been very, very fun.
Thank you
thanks for the sponsor too.
Thanks for Lacey as well. Thanks for Hellcypher. Just thanks for everyone included in organizing this. It's really, I understand it's really hard to organize this shit as there's not much support from Lilith.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Big respect.
Definitely appreciate that. we do have the final scoring there, so we will be able to see who our top 3 and our prize winners are there. So obviously, congratulations to you guys. Absolutely spectacular performance for the first FLGS. I'm hoping that you guys will be back for the second one as it comes and shows up, because I think it's going to be another banger. And hopefully servers and everything will be a little bit more stable and all that kind of stuff for the future.
Yeah, got to defend your title now, boys.
Yeah, there's definitely a belt on the line.
We gotta make it easy again.
I think for next season we might have to have a belt that's similar to a wrestling belt, because me and Josh are wrestling fans. We might have to be mailing out an FLGS Season 2 title of some sort. I mean, geez, it sounds good, doesn't it?
I appreciate it.
No worries.
Thank you so much, guys.
There you have it, folks. Our Season 1 FLGS winners, with the interview coming in clutch after they just secured themselves top prize in FLGS 1. How we all feeling, boys?
A little sad, if I'm being honest. I was expecting this to
Same.
go on for so much longer, but at the same time, it's just crazy to see how teams managed to pull that one off. Didn't think it was going to go that quick, but at the same time, it's almost more exciting to see that we have teams that are that consistent. And for Inori to pull that off, they were on NA ping. They were doing that at a disadvantage, and to secure the win and close it out that quickly is almost like crazier in itself.
Consistently
It's
back
funny
to back to
because-
backs. It's crazy. Like that from the EU season, and to come in here, well said, get the nerves down there and still be able to perform like that. So, Slim, you wanted to speak on something too?
Yeah, I was just going to comment that there were people in the chat between games 3 and 4 talking about how Inori's 2 wins was because they had a ping advantage, and then they won game 4 as well. So it was like, I don't know if the ping advantage was really the carry or not.
Yeah, definitely showing how they're. I mean, guys, as well, we can have a look at the other teams now and where they came now. That's in the back end. Nazira, thank you so much. You're working your little butt off getting these scores all ready, but I've got the final score table up now for you guys in chat and everyone. So, of course, Nori rocketed to the top with 84 points they ended on, and there you have it. There's our podium winners there. Rated C and Virtue in third.
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment about Rated C having a 22 kill game in the 4th game there and getting second place. Like, a 22 knock second place finish is nothing to scoff at, right? Like, they get it together a little bit, tighten up a smidge, and they win this, like they were right there.
Yep. They were right there, ready and waiting if it got to the point where match point was, but unfortunately, Inori just did not give them a chance. E2 Sports, who've been so consistent as well in the leagues, right there, were right there with it as well. Obviously, didn't get that far, but it's so close to have got there, Josh. Looking at this table, is this a fair spread of the talent we saw on show tonight?
I'll be honest, I think with the quick rounding out there, I wouldn't necessarily, it's a fair one, but it is the results at the end of the day. Insane showing from Inori there. I mean, Rated C, if they had gotten into the next game there, man, you never really know what could have happened. If they win this, it could have been anybody's game. Rated C, Inori would have been on match point. And then from there, it's like those two teams would be fighting, and it's just even more intense. It's just so glad that everything went smoothly. We're able to track all the games. And obviously, game 1, there was a little bit of an issue there, but thankful that the teams were understanding with that there. Unfortunately, spectators did crash, but that does happen from time to time. We've got some backups in place there. Thankfully, we had the legendary Glenn in place as well, making sure, for whatever reason, he had the magic touch there, stayed in the game every single time there. But our top 3, Inori, Rated C, and Virtue, going to be $300 going in the direction of Inori. And then what were the splits? I maybe I've got that wrong. I think it's 250 actually. For
250,
Inori there.
250. You're giving them more for their performance there. Giving them a bit extra there, Josh, are you?
No, I can't. Unfortunately, can't afford that one. 250. I'm gonna go their direction. What was the split up there? Then it would have been, I believe, 150 for
That's right.
second there.
That's
and
right,
then
yeah.
100 for third of a Virtue. So I know all these three teams are going to be feeling absolutely thankful for that. Once again, thank you, absolutely a massive thank you to our sponsors, Luxury Lace, coming in with $300 towards that prize pool. The person who kicked off the prizing for this event in itself there would have also been Hey It's Cyber there from Nocturnal Esports, Nocturnal LLC, and then also the LegendScrims and We Stay Hard team coming together to round out that $500 prize pool. And I'm sure we're gonna have something like this coming up again fairly soon. We got stuff, obviously in the back burner. We're gonna be able to take feedback from this one here, as well as also send feedback towards on serviceability and all that kind of stuff for the devs to hopefully make things a little bit more stable for next time. But obviously this time things going as smooth as you could be. We got this tournament done in 2.5 hours, arguably.
That's
for the games
crazy.
played there. 3 hours all involved there. I know for everyone else there were teams were probably a little bit concerned for like EU it running too late into the night, but no, Anori being friendly to the EU gamers.
Yeah, I'm finishing it early off for everyone, and just want to take this time to thank everyone at the team for LegendScrims, everyone that you don't see like behind the scenes, as well as us on the front side on the streams. I want to thank all the players that at the moment are competing on our scrims day in and day out, or the team that are putting on the scrims. That's what we're all doing it for. We're trying to build something here where it's a place that you can come and play some of the most competitive games in Farlight at the moment. We're doing this all grassroots at the moment. We're doing it by ourselves, so to have a massive event like this, it really does take a lot of doing, and I'm just thankful to everyone that you do and you don't see, all the players, everyone at LegendScrims. And as Josh said, we really do, going forwards, there will be more events like this. So if you're not already, you should get yourself followed up to the channel that you're watching on right now. Get yourself into legendscrims.com. That'll get you into our Discord. And if you're a viewer or a player and you're watching this back, give us some feedback through the ticket system. We'll probably put out our own survey just to see what it is that you're looking for there. And I'll give the mic over to Corrupted for a little while as well, just as we round up here.
Yeah, you definitely did something that I wanted to do as well. I just wanted to say thank you to the 4 people in this Discord call that were broadcasting the show, as well as every other member of our staff. There has been countless hours on the back end that y'all have put in to try to get this to come off and put this on today. I myself included, but I'm just one member of this fantastic team that we have put together. And we're just a small little enterprise trying to put on a big ship show. And I appreciate each and every person for understanding that we might have had some technical difficulties at the beginning due to the game kicking us out and whatever else. But boy, oh boy, did we get to cast 4 amazing games after those technical difficulties, on the fly adjusting, and still got those games out. And boy, oh boy, did Inori not disappoint today with a massive performance. I'm just super proud to call myself a member of the LegendScrims staff and be a part of what we put on today. So thank you for having me, and a big thank you to the community. I'm Corrupted604, and a sign off and pass it back over to Joshua and Lister. Thank you so very much for everything today.
Well, I'll pass the mic over to your co-cast there, if there's any words he wants to say. Of course, you guys were running the NA League side of things, so my viewers might not have heard of you there, Slim. Is there anything you wanted to say there before we roll out tonight?
What? I gotta say stuff? Just kidding. I just want to I want to say that it was just so much fun to watch the games. You guys are absolutely amazing at what you do in playing this game. I've always been a gamer at heart, but I'm just not as good at them as you guys are. So I enjoy watching you and getting to tell people what's happening inside the game while you guys play it. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that.
Well, no worries, there'll be more and more games. For now, we take a little bit of a step back. There'll still be open scrims and things. Next week, potentially, there is an event where we'll use it as our downtime. We're going to do a watch party on the big Huskoween event. Maybe see some of us a little dressed up. Not suited and booted like this, but... yeah, maybe as our avatar characters. So that's what we've got coming up. But again, we are about to end up here. So we want to keep the party bumping for you. So we're probably going to go over to Bot Blaster's Seismet and ask him what was going on there and how he found that one. Josh, any words to round off there before we raid out?
No, not really. Just thank you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, and thank you guys for continuing to support LegendScrims. We're going to continue to do it big, so just keep coming back.
If you hit that raid, and then we'll be right out there, Josh. So until next time, thanks for tuning in, thanks for competing, and we'll come back with something bigger and even better for you guys. Until next time.
Bigger, better,
Goodbye.
and badder. You can count on it.